Discovery.
Hello and welcome to Cutting Through the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse, which I've just read off Gaz's shirt because I'm a professional. As always, I'm joined by Gaz.
Hello.
And Mike.
Good day.
And my name is Ben.
Yeah, right up front, I apologise. I have a cold, so I sound awful. I'll try and cough as off mic as I can. If we were pros, we'd have something called a cough button.
Wow.
Which is just a button you press that cuts your mic. For coughing purposes, that's why you don't hear people coughing and spluttering on the radio.
I was going to suggest we keep you in a plastic bubble.
Well, that would be cheaper and much more within our price range. Would I have an air hole?
If you're lucky.
Okay, well, Ben's made his feelings clear. Welcome to the show.
It's infecting us all.
I'm trying hard not
24
to.
hours without oxygen.
The only cure for the common cold. So, should we go to some news?
Well,
what have you got for me, Ben?
I'll introduce the topic first.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're going to look at the 1977 Southern Television broadcast interruption.
Yeah, catchy title.
Catchy title. Never say that we are not creative. But yeah, before that, we'll get into some strange news from around the world. Have you heard of the Russian Jesus?
No.
Yeah.
I thought there was one Jesus for all.
No, he is a guy who claims he's Jesus reincarnated.
Ah.
And yeah, basically,
In Russia.
he's called Vrillion, aka the Teacher. His real name is Sergei, Russian last name, Anatolovich, I think.
I think you got the Vitch bit right.
Yeah.
No, you're not as good as
Toro. Is his...
Seagal pronouncing Russian names, are you?
I'm not. I'm nowhere near.
Seagal is proficient in many Russian things.
Yes.
I think taking it in the butt from Russian diplomats, allegedly.
Steven Seagal?
Yeah,
Does
he's
he?
right. Oh, he's a pussy. He lives in Russia now, don't you know that?
No.
He fucking lives in Russia. He's got like Russian citizenship somehow. I don't know why.
Russian wife, maybe?
He's very friendly with, I don't know, maybe he's super, no, they don't like, they're kind of famously against gays, aren't they? Or the government is,
Yeah.
anyway. I don't know what he's doing in Russia.
Maybe it's his unique brand of rock and roll. I've seen his band play.
Have you seen, now we need to do an entire episode on Steven Seagal's hair. Have you seen a recent fucking image? What?
I haven't seen anything of him.
Human, or even it's like a hybrid cartoon man came to life. He's painted his head.
He came out
painted
to
his head.
defend Putin, didn't he, recently? And that's when he did the accent on his name, the Russian accent.
All right. How does that sound then, Mike? Because you're the impressionist of the group.
Vladimir Putin.
Oh, not bad.
Something along that line.
It didn't sound
Sounded a bit
Asian.
French.
Good.
Yeah, but it didn't sound Asian. That's the main thing. Did you see Putin get a puppy this week? That was great.
No, did he snap its neck?
No, he was genuinely concerned for it.
He smothered his mother's dog.
What?
He did, honestly.
So the former British member, is he still current British member of Parliament?
No.
No, the former member of Parliament, Vice Chancellor, has smothered his mother's dog.
Yeah, Alsatian.
Fuck.
That takes some strength to
It takes some heart to
smother an house.
Yeah, that's mental, isn't it?
Why did he do it? Why do we know that he did?
It was being vicious to him or something. He
Oh.
killed it.
So he's
he's
a pussy way to kill a magnificent beast.
Yeah.
Smother it in its sleep.
But this is a tourist for you through and through, isn't it?
Yeah. So the dog bit him or something, and he waited. He plotted. He sat there silently, waited for that dog to sleep, then snuck up on it and fucking smothered it.
Mm-hmm.
What a fucking typical Tory tactic. I'm being politicist. Is that a thing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Dog
Fucking-
murderers.
Fucking Hasseltine.
What a prick.
Yep.
Man.
I hope he dies by dog. Somehow. I hope he... Gets
Each
savaged
infected dog in Korea.
Unless he's going.
I'd rather a more heroic dog, like
Yeah.
rather than him eating a dog. Like a dog actually decides to take him down. Do the government a favour.
That's a lot better.
Yeah.
It's harsh, man.
Doesn't involve any dog eating.
I still can't get over it.
Wow. Whew.
How did we get to that?
Politics,
I
eh?
have no idea.
How did we ever get to anything? We just started talking.
I don't know. But
So Russian Jesus.
Russian Jesus.
That was it.
Why is he in the-
Putin?
Oh yeah,
Something
Putin got a
about-
puppy. Putin
Oh yeah,
got a
Putin
puppy.
got a puppy. Why
Yeah,
did
you said did he break his neck, and I said no, he's not Michael Heseltine.
Ah,
There we
right.
go.
Yeah, the president of Turkmenistan gave Putin this like native Turkmenistani puppy, and
Oh.
he hauled it up by the scruff of the neck. The president of Turkmenistan, he was like, you know, they're them chubby dogs. You know, it's got a lot of fat around the neck.
Okay.
The dog's not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Putin steps in and just takes it from her and starts cuddling it. It's fucking great. It's like,
And
wow.
a billion Russian women all
They
agreed
did.
instantly.
Ah.
And then we're probably fined for doing so.
No, I don't. I think it's actually mandatory because that's why he produces those incredibly sexy photos of himself on holiday, bare-chested, riding a horse. Well, now he's
What
going to
a
be
vision of
bare-chested.
manhood.
Now he's going to be bare-chested, riding a horse, cradling a puppy.
Yeah, he's just oh man, he's a pro.
He's the sexiest president on the world scene, I think.
I hope that dog was. Well, I don't hope, but I just think accepting a dog is a pretty risky. That dog could be laced with anything, couldn't it?
I suppose it
At
could.
the very least, worms, fleas. You know, I just think
Bubonic
it's risky.
plague.
Well, it's like, did
That's,
we,
they're
yeah,
cat
it could-
fleas. They're cat fleas. Cat
did we
fleas.
talk about this? I can't remember. If we talked about it last week, I'm sorry, but like our Prime Minister accepting a cough sweet that her husband took just from a member of the public and then handed straight to his wife on live TV. Could have been anything.
Well, it was a Tory conference.
Yeah, but still, there was some joker managed to get in there and play a practical joke. On
Yeah,
it. So why
yeah.
couldn't somebody with a I don't know, toxin laced throat lozenge?
Or crystal of meth.
Yeah, when she could have got really high and suddenly started devolving into just dribble and like, well, that really would have
She
gone.
may have actually devolved back into a human.
Nah, there's not that much cannabis in the world. So,
Shame.
why is Russian Jesus in the news?
Well, because he's got nearly 5,000 followers now,
Oh,
out in the middle of Siberia. It's completely self-sufficient. He spends his days giving sermons on vegetarianism, reincarnation, the coming apocalypse, as always,
Oh, God.
which is going to be a great flood. But before all that, he wants to unite all the world's religions, which I think is a, complete waste of fucking time. 2,000 years it's all been going. It's all been a bit shit, really, hasn't it?
It's obviously not going to work, but it's a nice idea. You know, I've heard people coming out with worse things than let's unite.
All the main religions, all their core values are pretty much the same.
You know, can we unite all the religions and leave them all on the same island or barren wasteland of desert? No, religious people are fine. I've got a story about them coming up later. Yeah, so Russian Jesus has managed to get 5,000 followers through what? Just posting on Facebook?
No, these people are going to him. He said he's the reincarnation of Jesus. He's written a 10-volume sequel to the Bible.
A fucking sequel to the Bible?
Yeah, 10 volumes of it, mate. 10 volumes.
Fuck off. The first one was
It's
shit.
philosophy, there's descriptions of it. The first one was shit.
1 star.
Yeah.
Have you posted that on Amazon? Don't buy this shit.
On
Don't bother with the next 9. The first one was shit.
First one was wank.
No doubt we'll always saying the same with the Star Wars prequels.
No, that's not. No. What did you think of the trailer?
Didn't watch it.
Oh, you might be more intrigued.
Really?
Mm,
Is it going to renew my flagging Star Wars interest?
possibly, but let's not get into that. So basically, these people are so desperate to believe Jesus is coming back that they will do. Because this happens all the time. Someone pops up saying they're Jesus.
Yeah, some joker always pops up.
Yeah, and they
I
get
remember Ike doing something similar.
Yeah, on telly. You know, he was just confused.
Everyone knows Wogan's God, so...
Yeah, hey, hang on. Can we please...
Does that mean that David Icke is Terry Wogan's son?
Can we just take a moment to say...
In another universe, maybe.
We mean no disrespect, Mr. Ike. You are, of course, the patron saint of this podcast. And
Our spiritual liege.
of all free humans everywhere, we owe our lives to you, David.
You and that barbed penis.
Yeah. I fucking love that book, David. It's really funny. I don't think you meant it to be.
I think one of the reasons they moved out there, these 5,000 people, because he's got this community.
They moved out to live with him?
Yeah, it's Siberia. It's a Siberian wilderness.
For fuck's sake.
Right? It's harsh as wolves and shit.
Jeez, mentalists.
Oh, right?
It's no radioactive wolves.
But the thing is, they've got solar power, satellite TV, organic vegetable gardens. They are completely self-sufficient. Now, in the harsh wilderness of Siberia, where you've got every chance of being eaten by a wolf, all of a sudden that doesn't sound like such a cushy number. All you've got to do is potentially, move in, pay a bit of lip service to the guy who thinks he's Jesus reincarnated. You're set up for life, aren't you?
And what are they getting out of this? Just a lifestyle, I guess, and believing that you're next to Jesus. I'm willing to bet Russian Jesus probably gets quite a lot of head.
Wow, funny you should say that, because he believes in polygamy. That's the one thing they're going for. And he's got 2 wives and 6 kids.
All cults eventually come down to banging at some level. That's why I want to be in one, to lead one, to be the caretaker at one, anything, the receptionist. Just let me in, let me have a...
I've got a cult for you later on.
The window.
Yeah, I want to see a mad satanic sex party, come on. Or even a non-satanic one.
I've got the perfect cult for you, mate, coming up later on.
Oh,
I found it on the internet.
Go on,
You'll love it.
Let's
No, because Gaz has got to tell his tale of how he's literally found out this week that praying does not cure a cold.
That's the basic explanation of my story, but I think a more truthful description of it would be that I have found solid, concrete anecdotal evidence that there is no God. We are alone in a godless universe.
And we're at a shake and back.
And the common cold, yes, the common cold is a bastard. Extremely strong believers in whatever type of brand of Christianity I came into contact with yesterday are fucking insane. Can
I ask a quick question?
Okay.
Did they have name badges on? And
No, they weren't Mormons.
So they weren't Mormons.
They
okay.
definitely weren't Mormons.
Could we go on Jehovah's Witnesses then?
I'm not sure. I could find out what they are for next week, but I'll start with the story. So I'll start with explaining to the listeners. I may have alluded to it before that I have a market store with my friend, and I go there every Saturday. And as I mentioned at the start, I have a cold, more specifically man flu, which, as we all know, can potentially fatal.
It's worse than childbirth. Women, they want multiple children.
Yeah.
I don't want man flu again.
No, never again.
So,
never again.
Worse than childbirth.
Definitely.
Agreed? Gentlemen?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I concur. Very scientific. So, I go to the market and I'm already feeling awful, clearly very rough. And my friend, who I do the market with, is a Sikh, an Indian Sikh. And he's got a family of friends who were also Sikh, who found Christianity and left Sikhism behind. And
that's a big step.
It's the church in Wellington that's what used to be Rumours. There's
No.
a church up there now.
No.
Yeah.
Listeners, what was
Rumours to the listeners was a very old, horrific nightclub.
You wanted to shag a MILF, you went to Rumours.
God, or get stuck to the carpet.
Or
Get glassed.
It
Or all three.
It did have a very sticky carpet.
Yes.
It was literally, if you stood in one spot for too long, it was an effort to lift your feet off.
I'll be honest, I never went.
Good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. So,
you never made that life error. Well done.
But there's something about this brand of church, and I'd love to know the name, where they really believe they can heal people.
Right.
With hands-on type healing. And my friend's daughter has now got into it. The guy who left Sikhism, his daughter. So she's about 20 years old. Young Indian girl. Very pretty. She's walking along with a lady who I would guess to be in her sort of 70s or 80s, white lady. A 6'1" tall, massively overweight lady, young, and then another small, slim, pretty, very pretty girl. A mad, weird, strange foursome to see walking along.
Yeah.
And my friend
Like
recognises...
the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
Yeah, well, my friend recognises his friend's daughter, and so they start to talk. And he's shocked to learn that she's now joined the church and is a believer. And they're asking him, my friend, "Are you sick?" And he's like, "No." And we had a feeling the Lord was telling us that someone around here's not well. And I'm like, "Well, I got a cold." Oh, fuck.
That's a rookie error, man. That's a rookie error.
My first mistake. I was still blinded by the fact that two of this foursome were actually very pretty young ladies.
The others weren't.
Remember, I mentioned one was 6'1". Okay.
And one was 70. I know you like a school-faced alien.
So, the 6'1" comes over. She's huge. She's from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, so she's an American...
Yes, and she's very intense. And she's like, we knew one of you was sick. Oh my God, like, we will pray for you. And I'm thinking, and I think I said something like, a lemsip would be better. But the joke didn't land. She probably doesn't know what a lemsip is. And the next thing I know, the big one has got a hand on this shoulder. The younger one has got a hand on this shoulder.
Is she American as well?
Yes. And then there are people, this is at my market store, there are people, members of the public, walking past, and then she just starts out loud, we pray, Lord Jesus, you will, to bring health and goodwill, and all this. It wasn't like an actual passage of the Bible, it was just random cack coming out of the top of her head. It wasn't very articulate.
Was she speaking in tongues?
No, might as well be. The one on the other side, though, she was just softly under her breath. Yes, Jesus, amen, Jesus, and then the big fucking one right in my face, like, and then it goes on. To me, it seems like an eternity, and I start to have a genuine. I'm so uncomfortable that I'm starting to turn bright red and sweat profusely.
That's the sins one.
I'm physically fucking uncomfortable. And what I love about it is that in the face of such, and I apologise, we do have some American listeners, but we're coming from a British standpoint. It's quite an American thing to stand there in my face fucking healing me, and I, in the face of this Americanism, had the most British response ever. Just stood there and fucking suffered it without just saying, I don't believe in this. And I was just too fucking polite for my own good, so I stood there being fucking embarrassed and I honestly can't remember the last time I was that uncomfortable.
I just think you're lucky they weren't snake handlers.
No, but then, this is where my proof is coming.
Here's a cobra. It'll cure you.
They said, they fucking assured me, they were adamant that this cold would be gone the day after today, as we record. And I checked on my phone, the average cold apparently lasts anywhere from 7 to 10 days, averaged. So this is day 3, so yesterday was day 2. If it had gone, it would have been a bit of a miracle. 5 minutes of praying, and the conclusion is either God doesn't exist, or he doesn't give a fuck about me and my little cold. And to be honest, when I think about it, he shouldn't be bothered about my fucking cold. He would definitely have bigger fish to fucking fry.
Well, she's not paying attention to either, in all fairness.
They're fucking delusional. They made me feel uncomfortable. They started talking. She did a bad reading of me, like a Derek Acora type. It was honestly. She's in my face.
Did she start telling you she was a dick?
She goes, "Have you got a sister?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's a 50-50 fucking chance of." And I'm like, "Yes, I've got a sister. Is she going through some health problems?" No. Oh, because the Lord was telling me that no, she's fine. She's absolutely fine. Then went to, do you do something with your hands? Do you work with your hands? The Lord's telling me something about your hands. And I was like, no, don't play an instrument, no. She's like, but you're creative, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, I write. I've done a bit of performance poetry. And she's like, oh, you write? You use your hands to write? And I'm like, oh, fuck me, I want to die.
She just said, I want to kinetic and I use my mind.
So they're walking around believing they can heal people with their hands and they have some kind of telekinetic powers like a fucking X-Man. No, you see, they were brainwashed, they were radicalised, but they look like fucking normal people. They are radicalised, walking around thinking
they have AK-47s.
Mike, they were fucking radicalised. If you're walking up to strangers, putting your hands on them in public, convinced. I looked them in the faces, convinced they were going to fix me. They sound fixed, I'm still bunged up, I'm tired, my head's fuzzy, and there's no fucking God. That's my news story for this week.
Fair
Bastards.
Oh dear.
Fair enough. Apologies to any uber-conservative American listeners we have.
I'm not offending a whole country, just
sure.
one girl from Texas.
I'm sure you think Trump's doing a great job.
He needs to forget. Yeah, I love you, Trump. Not impressed with this fucking Jesus fella though, because fuck me.
But I think is I don't think you can beat the shit out of him either because he was in the Red Army.
Oh, this Russian Jesus impresses me more than the fake Jesus that these lot were praying to, because this Russian Jesus is getting laid.
Yeah.
He's got a commune. He's not polluting the earth. I like Russian Jesus.
He's alright.
I'd like him on my side in a fight.
I don't remember Hebrew Jesus putting him about.
Mary Magdalene was a prostitute.
And if he's an ex-bred thingy soldier, he probably could kill a bear with a knife.
Exactly.
And skin it and make a tent out of it.
Yeah. That's what they used to do in the Red Army.
He'd sleep in it like Luke Skywalker in a tauntaun.
Make sure it's a bear and not a pig-faced woman.
Nothing wrong with a pig-faced woman.
Oh dear.
Sounds like you had one staring at you in your face.
Harsh, man.
I'm not allowed to tell that story, Mike. Oh no, you're on about the other one. Sorry.
Oh, we'll edit that one out.
We don't have to. Skipping on.
Would you like to hear about the sex cult I think might be perfect for you?
Fuck yeah.
It's a unicorn sex cult.
I'm in.
I've seen this and I fucking love it.
I'm in.
It didn't give you the guy's name though, did it? That was the way he just says, "Oh, I was at Burning Man," which I've never been to Burning Man, but it sounds like a bit of a party.
It sounds like American Glastonbury.
Yeah, except with more drugs and free sex. And you know,
and men burning,
and burning wooden men.
The shadow of the wicked man.
Not the bees.
Not the bees. Not my eyes. I fucking love you, Nicolas Cage. Please never die. Never stop making movies. Oh man.
I would like to completely retract that statement. I don't want you to die, but I would like you to stop making movies.
No, I want to take his face.
I'm going to think against the back catalogue for some of it.
Well, have you noticed
The Rock is one of my favourite action films.
But do you know why he now makes exclusively about 6 direct-to-DVD movies per year?
He's always been a crap actor.
And I've seen most of them. No. He has massive financial troubles because he didn't manage his fortune very well. He bought castles and original copies of issue 1 of Superman, things like that. So those direct-to-DVD...
If you're a millionaire, you want to read issue 1 of Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Castle.
But the Hollywood stuff dried up, as it tends to do to most actors at some
like
point.
His face.
So now he literally makes... I watched a good one in Italy with my friend in it last time I was on holiday. It was set in New Orleans. He jumped over some cars, shot some guns, there was some chases.
That's every Nicolas Cage film since.
That's all I want. You know, he does some weird line delivery that doesn't make any fucking sense. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know, I'm not nothing against the guy's back catalogue, but please, Nicholas, manage your money better. Crack on with it.
Sell the castle.
Sell the castle for a start.
Oh man.
But yeah.
So, tell me about the unicorn.
So they identify as a unicorn. And this guy identified as a unicorn. He wears glitter on his face and a horn on his head.
You're happy for him to identify as a unicorn. I wasn't allowed to identify as a transformer.
Because you're not a transformer.
He's not a unicorn.
At least he's got an attachment. What have you got?
A t-shirt.
He's got a prosthetic. And he was wearing glitter. You haven't coated yourself in metal.
Alright.
You can't transform into anything.
Alright, now you're just rubbing salt in the wind. Okay, so.
But there's various. You can be whatever unicorn you want, and some of the things I found were there's a sassy corn, a cosmic corn, a metricorn, a goth corn, and a glamour corn, or something that popped up in this video.
A goth unicorn.
Goth unicorn.
That's an oxymoron. That's a contradiction. Did I use oxymoron in the right?
I don't know.
Perhaps unicorns. Perhaps say we're all goths. That's why they're not around anymore.
Cheer up, goth.
They all killed themselves.
There's principles of unicornia. The video only showed 3, and I really didn't want to go any further down this rabbit hole. In all fairness, glitter's just not me. And then,
right.
Always be fabulous to one another.
love that.
Okay, I can get down with that.
And the Uniforce will deliver. Now, Uniforce to me sounds like a parcel company.
Uniforce will always deliver.
Uniforce will always deliver. Yeah, they will.
Uniforce is always
That's because
watching.
we ride unicorn.
They have big horns on the front of their vans.
All the packages.
Pedestrian steward.
Yeah, lollipop lady skewed in between.
Let me just move the lollipop lady. I'll get your package, sir.
Uniforce stops for no man.
Do you want a
or
free
woman.
lollipop lady with this? No? Okay.
Put it back on, someone will have it.
That's part of the end of your shift. You have to like slide up all these dead people from you. Oh, such a magical company to work for.
Shame at the hooves.
Doesn't have to dig up the front lawn.
Don't order your packages from Uniforce.
And if you're a disgruntled customer, you're just going to have a unicorn shit on your doorstep.
But it will be magical.
Yeah,
That's true.
Will it be rainbow coloured and
It'll be
glittery?
really solid gold.
You can really smother it on your skin.
Fuck me! Shitting solid gold for all these things.
Why would they bother running a delivery service?
Because they care, Gaz. Because they care.
Perhaps that man with a kilogram of gold up his arse wanted to be a unicorn.
Do you want another one?
Yeah, come on, what else are they believing?
When you shine, you enable others to shine around you. So, presumably they're modern day vampires as well, they glitter.
Hey, if I was a transformer and I gave myself a good polish, as I want to do, I could make others around me shine.
Go on, then give me the principles of Transformia.
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you and hear the lamentation
That's
of
the
their
Decepticons!
Oh no, I'm sorry,
And
that's
Conan! Seize the
Optimus
Energon!
Prime, Optimus Prime, his catchphrase, because it was always on his packaging and on his poster: freedom is the right of all sentient beings. He was a deep motherfucker and he could blow your face off, man. Face off.
Nicolas Cage.
We're back to the cage. Not the bees!
We'll give you the last one that the video showed.
Okay.
If you love everyone, there will be more love in the world.
Oh, beautiful.
Which just makes sense, really, doesn't it? It's not really a principle, it's just a fact.
Never trust a hippie.
Well, I was watching that video, right, and I'm thinking, alright, I can see where these guys are coming from. They're wearing glitter, the unicorn horns, you got the little...
They're all fucking each other like mad, I bet.
and some of the women were very attractive. Well, all the women on there were very attractive because of, they're not going to let like really ugly people
Because they're women. Attracted to all women.
And even if there are slightly ugly women, they're not going to put the ugly ones in the promo clip.
That's just
It's
facts.
marketing.
Look,
just-
look, on one hand,
And it's evil, by the way.
on one hand, you've got grimy Telford, 9 to 5, or join a unicorn sex cult. I know what I'm doing.
Fuck me. As long as
Yeah.
that unicorn horn doesn't go
I can
anywhere
fake
near
the
my
horn.
butt. No, I can't fake it going up my butt.
I don't think they did that.
I was going to say, yeah, as long as that horn stays out of it, you can leave it on your head, but I'm not...
Yeah, I can
They
fake
were all
the
wearing it
unicorn.
on their head. It was. I think
Okay,
that was.
as long as it fucking stays on your head.
Unless they want tail plugs.
And there's none, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I did watch. Here's a funny story. What does this say about the mind? Hey, don't judge me, but listeners, I was scrolling through what could definitely be described as a porn site. Okay, and there was lots of thumbnails in front of me. I was trying to select which 2.5 to 3 minute long video I was going to watch. And in one of the thumbnails, it came up a lady who was poking her belly button and like sort of pull it. She had an outie belly button and she was like making it more outie and like playing with it. And I thought, you dirty bitch. And I'm surrounded all these there's all these other thumbnails of like utter debauched, I'm so desensitized to the filthy fucking dirty sex of this girl touching her belly button. I was like, oh, you filthy cow.
Scroll past the
Get on with you.
porn.
Yeah. Get lost. Now I'm going to watch this video of a woman wearing a dildo face mask fucking somebody. Yeah. So anyway, another great story from me this week. This man flu is sending me delirious.
But so but what got me was this, and she's like, well, I'm cutting this one girl, and she was very attractive, and she was a glamour corn, so I presume she did some kind of modelling in some respect, and she was like, well, Yeah, I'm currently in a relationship with a lamp.
Okay.
And I'm like, you fucking what? At that point. Not in anger or anything, but it's like, you what?
Yeah, double check.
Yeah, because I felt the lamp, it brought illumination to mine and my friends' lives. It was really underappreciated. It's like, it's an object. It can't give you anything back. What are you doing?
To be honest,
just enjoy the sex call.
She
Stop being weird.
She can have a fairly intimate sexual relationship with the lamp, depending on its shape, size, and ergonomic.
And temperature, after she because let's face it, she's been using it. The lamp's been illuminating her and her friends all night. She ain't going to use it in that way, is she?
No,
It's
apparently.
going to be quite warm in all
You know
fairness.
those hideous sort of horror
I didn't
stories.
need bulb end first.
Yeah, you know those hideous horror
There's a
stories.
bloody stand. He's going to have a
Sorry,
white.
Mike.
Yeah, those hideous horror stories that doctors tell.
Right.
Yeah, I heard one where there was inside vaginal burns from a light bulb.
No. Oh.
So it does happen.
There's
People
literally.
will literally put anything inside themselves. Anything can be a penis if it
Yeah.
fits inside you, is the motto in that respect.
Yeah, bloody dirty people.
Yeah. Our mate used to like carrots, didn't he?
Allegedly, like carrots, yes.
I hope he didn't put them back afterwards.
Oh God! Mind you, judging by the state of his missus at the time, then I can probably understand the carrot was a better option. That's no disrespect. She was a lovely. No, she wasn't. She was a horrible person. It was mirrored on her face. Right.
Which is why her boyfriend was fucking carrots.
That same chap also drank nail varnish remover at a party though, because there was no more booze left.
Yeah.
And they lived through it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He didn't drink a lot of it.
Oh,
A
wow.
few swigs.
What a dick.
Yeah.
He didn't like the perfume taste.
It's safer to huff some spray paint or something or sniff some glue. Jeez.
No, that would have been uncouth. It was a party.
Dirty drug like. One is simply going to knock back this nail varnish remover like a bloody good self-respecting Brit.
I was gently swaying my brandy. I was reclining in the leather armchair in my smoking jacket. And I say, "Oh, chap, there's no more booze left." I say, "That's a shitter." And he says, "Well, I'll have this nail varnish remover." I said, "Well, you first."
Oh man. To be honest,
That's how I remember it.
And he smoked gluttonously.
on Saturday, that's when we went out drinking, you probably could have, towards the end of the night, got away with giving me a shot of nail varnish remover and I probably wouldn't have noticed.
This was our first Jolly Boys outing.
Oh yeah.
It was.
As a show.
Last Saturday we went to a
The
beer
Shrewsbury
festival.
Beer Festival. Shrewsbury, it's not pronounced Shrewsbury.
I didn't get arrested,
No one got arrested.
which was great. I don't think I even actually upset anybody.
The train conductor
Possibly.
woman,
Oh, did I upset
perhaps.
her?
Oh yeah, you just trying to sneak through the barrier.
Oh!
Even though you had a ticket.
I have no recollection of this.
I put my ticket in, walked through, and all of a sudden you were behind me, and she was like wrestling you back, and I was like, "Gosh, you've got a ticket," and you went,
No recollection.
"Yeah, I have," and you just put it in and went through.
She manhandled me.
She physically stood in your way.
I bet that's on CCTV.
Yeah.
My neck hurts.
I mean, that's
Is that a whiplash claim coming
A
in?
man flu. She touched me. Germs. I know women can't get man flu, but they're carriers.
Yeah,
They can't have the disease, but they can carry the
That's
disease.
they do
science.
show mild symptoms.
It is, yeah, very, very mild. You know what I mean? Oh man, I don't remember that. I remember being on the train. It's weird how that happens, where the holes are in your memory. I don't
Yeah.
remember leaving the last. I don't think I remember the last pub.
Me and you went to the station, and it was all like its own brand beer, which was weird. There wasn't a recognised brand of beer. You went, "We'll have station lager, please." And the barmaids were quite attractive. I mean, and you know, we made several attempts to engage in conversation. It did not work at all because we were quite clearly off our fucking tits at that point. And we thought we were probably being Oscar Wilde, and in reality we were drunk as we
I definitely thought I was Oscar Wilde.
You're more like Oscar the Grouch.
Las Vegas. There's two shoes in Las Vegas. Look at my t-shirt. I'm somebody. Yeah, fuck. I did win on the gambler though, because I had a pocket full of change.
You weren't big on the gambling. You actually bought a couple of rounds.
I was really confused and I was like, why do I have so many pound coins? Like, fucking obviously must have done well. So yeah, but I don't encourage gambling or any of the things we do. And as a little tease to the listeners, we attempted we had our equipment with us, and the plan was to do some interviewing, but we were just having too much fun drinking, to be honest.
Yeah.
And at the very last opportunity on the train home, like 10 minutes before my stop, I decided to get the microphone out and start interviewing people. And Ben and Mike, there's a 10-minute recording of which I only made it 4 minutes in because it is just so cringeworthy. Ben and Mike sound pretty fine compared to me. So yeah, one day we will release it to you, the listening public. You'll have to do something to earn it though, because I only made it 4 minutes in and I was like, oh sweet Jesus, I shouldn't interview anyone ever again. I lost my interviewer rights in 10 minutes.
Kinda. Yeah, you went. It was a little hardcore.
Maybe next time I shouldn't have sort of an entire morning and afternoon, evening of drinking before I start asking questions. I think a sober interview I could maybe... I think I should be given a chance to redeem myself.
Yeah, sober interview, yes, okay.
Or just a couple of cans. Not 12 days.
It's more than 12.
Oh, fuck.
I reckon it was more than 12. We had 5 in the festival itself, and then we worked our way back. I reckon we were probably pushing 15, 16 pints throughout the day.
No, that's enough to kill a hippo.
Should we tell Mike about his toast?
It's enough to kill a
His
unicorn.
toast? What happened? I can't remember.
It was the first thing of the day.
Yeah.
And Mike's breakfast showed up first. We went to the pub and had breakfast. And there was some confusion with your toast.
You nicked my butter, didn't you?
No, I did not.
What did you do?
I did nothing. It was
Gaz.
Gaz. He thought that your breakfast. He thought that your breakfast
Your
was
breakfast
his.
arrived. I started buttering a piece, and then I realised, oh, this isn't mine.
I know what it was.
And then mine turned up, and I'd already.
I would have hanged you if you were a butter thief.
I'm sorry.
The best of it is, you looked at me and said, "How come they've buttered one piece of toast and not the other?" And it was like Gaz had already buttered it, and we just like looked at each other going,
I'm sorry. But that was definitely a good idea to start with food because, you know, I made it back in one piece. I don't know how. I've no recollection. I could have been abducted by aliens. They say that's when it happens. I genuinely remember leaving the train because it was like, is this my stuff? Is that... Off I went, and then bloop, absolutely zero recollection of getting from the train station to my house. And I do think there was some falling over involved because I had quite a large bruise in the centre of my back. Well, I can't see that it's a bruise, but I can feel it.
Well,
so
we went to McDonald's.
I ate half a burger.
He ate half a burger.
Back.
I then finished that off
hey.
because I am, as much as I hate the idea of McDonald's, I am a McDonald's whore. If you put, I'm like, yeah, Big Mac meal, 2 cheeseburgers, chocolate milkshake. And then I went to the shop and bought some more cans.
Oh, man.
I bought 8 cans.
Wow, that was feeling optimistic.
We got a taxi from McDonald's back to Mike's flat. We played Championship Manager. I ate his quarter pounder because he couldn't manage it.
I was sick in the toilet.
I was sick in the toilet. I had 4 more cans. Left here at 10 to 12. Woke up in the morning. Didn't feel too bad. Came round. Had some more beer on the evening.
Legend.
There we go. That is functioning alcoholism, ladies and gentlemen.
Certainly is. I went to Liverpool.
Let's leave that out. Right, let's crack on with the main story, and then we should call a piss break.
Piss break.
And we are back. We're going to actually talk about the proper subject now.
Yes, did we even introduce it?
We did. I have learned from past episodes on that.
Well done.
Because I've noticed a couple I've been neglecting my
I'll just point
host
out,
duties.
because that did actually pick up on the mic then. If you can hear those little noises, that's the cat sharpening her claws, or his claws. Oh, and knocking over the equipment, God bless her. Him. Is it him or her? I should know by now. Him. Stand there, you little beautiful little bastard. I love cats, but...
you beautiful ginger bastard, you.
I love all cats, I genuinely do.
He is a killer.
Yeah, I love them all. They're beautiful. The most perfectly created... I sense a tangent. A quick one. Perfectly designed creatures in nature. They're just like, they're fucking ninjas, gymnasts, killers. They're silent. They're fucking radar ears.
Oh, they're perfect killers.
They're fucking awesome. Love a cat and dogs.
It's easy to see how the Egyptians worship them as gods, isn't it? 'Cause it's like,
and I hate, why do you have to be a cat or a dog person? Why can't you be both?
they don't tend to live well together.
But I am
They
both.
do.
You
They
as
do.
a human can enjoy both. I've met quite a lot who live together. I think it depends on the dogs.
I bought Max down the other week. He just went shit ape shit.
Yeah, initially. But after like
Give 'em a
a
bit
couple
of
of
time.
weeks, they're fine.
Yeah, just learn to
I've got a
accept
couple of weeks.
each
My
other.
dog's got his face scratched off. I've
So,
got a stupid puppy. He's got his face scratched off.
Although once, this is what a funny story. My dog, I had a dog and a cat. The dog came round the corner with a worried look on its face, and the cat was underneath the dog, hitting its claws into it and its mouth round its throat. And it looked at me with a really sad face and just wandered off, and the cat was still attached.
That's a dog who's given. How can I fight this psycho killing machine?
He was such a pussy, that dog was. It was
Oh,
unbelievable.
bless him.
Was that
Amy.
the third prettiest bitch in Shropshire?
She was.
She was.
But they slept together, like, next to each other, and they were fine. But it was only play fighting, but the look on his...
Yeah, if
look on
the
her
cat
face-
wanted to pierce his side, she could. You could punch her in the lung.
The cat's like whispering to her, I could kill you right now. I could fucking do it. I could do it, Amy. I could do it.
I
No, I'm
know
not
how you
going
feel.
to. You're going to carry me around. You're my bitch. You're
So funny.
my transport now.
Anyway,
Anyway,
came to you for help, I just laughed in his face.
it's the same as you as a person.
Poor dog.
Anyway, right. Let's go back in time to 1977. The
Star Wars.
26th of November, 1977.
Sex Pistols. Exciting times.
And it's the ITN News, the Southern Broadcasting Network at the time.
It was.
And it's the news, it's the evening news, local evening news is Kent area, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. 5:10 p.m.
Looney Tunes is about to come on after the news, all the kids are watching. And we get an interrupted signal
on the Harrington transmitter.
on the Harrington transmitter, which is a relay transmitter. That'll become important
Oh yes,
after.
of course. A relay transmitter.
That'll become important after.
Continue.
Where a speaker interrupted transmissions for 6 minutes, cutting into the local news. Now, we're not going to... Well, when this episode comes out, we will post the original broadcast, but because the sound quality is absolutely pap, and it's a 5 minute long broadcast, 6 minute long episode of
We're just
speech.
going to read the transcript.
We're just going to read the transcript. Gaz is going to do his best.
I'll do my best
Vrillion
recreation of the video.
Yeah, it's Vrillion, Gillon, or Astaroth.
I'm going to pronounce it Vrillion.
Fair enough.
Of the
Okay.
Galactic Command.
Yes.
This is what. So imagine. Let's just a little bit of backstory. So it was the southwest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of
So
England.
Kent area. Yeah. Southeast. Sorry.
Southeast. Oh, so not because I was thinking there'd be a lot of people sat there. Marguerite, bloody aliens on the bloody news. That could have been hilarious, but it was the opposite side of the country. Okay, what do they sound like over there?
Essex, maybe?
Fucking aliens!
Essex. Yeah.
Margaret, fucking hell!
I'm Ronnie fucking Pickering of them aliens now. Who the fuck I am?
Oi, Vrillion, I'm Ronnie fucking Pickering!
Who is that?
And if,
That's me, that is. I'm Ronnie fucking Pickering.
do you want a bare knuckle? If you're a listener who has no idea who Ronnie Pickering is, please do yourself a favour, press pause and Google it immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Ronnie Pickering. So, okay, so in the southwest of England, was chilling to watch the news. It was the 70s. There were a lot more people watching just one channel at one time. So although this was small,
There was only 3 channels.
exactly.
Yeah.
So although this was a small area of England, there would have been a significant amount of people.
Yeah.
A few million.
Watching this
yeah.
broadcast, and this is what they heard. This is the voice of Vrillion, a representative of the Galactic Command, speaking to you. For many years you have seen us as lights in the skies. We speak to you now in peace and wisdom, as we have done to your brothers and sisters all over this, your planet Earth. We come to warn you of the destiny of your race and your world, so that you may communicate to your fellow beings the course you must take to avoid the disaster which threatens your world, and the beings on our worlds around you. This is in order that you may share in this great awakening as the planet passes into the new Age of Aquarius. This is the dawning of the Age of Aquarius.
Why is it always the fucking Age of
I have
Aquarius?
always enjoyed your Earth tunes. The new age can be a time of great peace and evolution for your race, but only if your rulers are made aware of the evil forces that can overshadow their judgments. Be still now and listen, for your chance may not come again. All your weapons of evil must be removed. The time for conflict is now past, and the race of which you are a part may proceed to the higher stages of its evolution if you show yourselves worthy to do this. You have but a short time to learn to live together in peace and goodwill. Small groups all over the planet are learning this and exist to pass on the light of the dawning new age to you all. You are free to accept or reject their teachings, but only those who learn to live in peace will pass to the higher realms of spiritual evolution. Hear now the voice of Vrillion, a representative of the Ashtar Galactic Command, speaking to you. Be aware also that there are many false prophets and guides operating in your world. They will suck your energy from you, the energy you call money, and will put it to evil ends and give you worthless dross in return. Your inner divine self will protect you from this. You must learn to be sensitive to the voice within that can tell you what is truth, and what is confusion, chaos, and untruth. Learn to listen to the voice of truth, which is within you, and you will lead yourselves onto the path of evolution. This is our message to our dear friends. We have watched you growing for many years, as you too have watched our lights in the skies. You know now that we are here, and that we are more beings on, and that there are more beings on and around your earth than your scientists admit. We are deeply concerned about you and your path towards the light, and will do all we can to help you. Have no fear. Seek only to know yourselves and live in harmony within the ways of your planet Earth. We of the Ashtar Galactic Command thank you for your attention. We are now leaving the plane of your existence. May you be blessed by the supreme love and truth of the cosmos. And now, here are the Looney Tunes.
Well,
apart from that last bit, so a round of applause for that.
Thank you, darling.
You were like,
Can I just say, you sound like Alec Guinness.
Alec Guinness and what was the other dude from Star Wars that sent the Grand Moff Tarkin? It was across in the tomb.
Well, the video I heard, it was basically just a really posh English bloke.
Yes, it
I
was.
was struck by how the video I listened to, he sounded like a Doctor Who character or something like that. And so let's address then.
It's a good message.
I want to say, it's a fantastic message. It encapsulates everything that I would wish to be true.
But it's always the bloody Age of Aquarius, isn't it?
That's the age that we're moving into. That is actually a thing.
I should have wrote this down, but I did read somewhere that the Age of Aquarius is something to do with us being lined up with something, which is utterly meaningless from any other perspective on any other. So the Age of Aquarius is something uniquely to us based here on Earth. But maybe Vrillion just, he's been here studying. It's a lovely message. He's a bit of a space hippie, isn't he?
Yes. And the what was it, the council?
Yeah, the Ashtar Galactic Ashtar, because there's a lot of ash and tar from the amount of fucking weed they smoke. Whoa, man.
So I actually researched what the word Ashtar means. I came up with a few different meanings through history. It was an ancient Semitic deity.
Them fucking goddamn fucking Semitic people. Oh, hang on, that's the Sumerians I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
sorry.
Semitic
I was going to say, dude,
it's Jewish. It's Jewish. It's
Semitic is
Semitic's Jewish, yes. Sumerian, sorry. Thought it was Sumerian.
Okay.
He definitely meant Sumerian. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, he was also these are different religions and cultures. He was a god of war.
That doesn't seem very peaceful.
No, but his name meant he who is bold in battle.
Yeah?
He had power over Venus, which is the morning star. Yeah, and provided humans with water.
That's nice,
He
isn't
was
it?
also the god of thunderstorms and rain.
No, sorry, that's Thor.
In different.
Don't care, there is only Thor.
Yeah, that's what I could find out about the name Ashtar.
But but he's from space. They're Earth-based Ashtar meanings.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It could be
yeah.
it could be lost in translation or something. He
Yeah, but
means
all
it
of them
in
are pretty much saying that he's a god.
Well,
So,
to anybody who meets one of these beings, I imagine they would seem quite godly coming down in their little ships.
if they existed.
And Vrillion, I'm going to imagine Vrillion wears a cape. I definitely
Oh yeah.
no,
yeah.
I've got him in like a shiny spacesuit.
I've got it. No, I've
With
got
a
the
cape.
shiny space.
with a cape.
High collared cape.
Big
High-
collar,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
You're on, like,
High collar cape.
merciless,
Like
but
not-
peaceful.
Oh shit! Like the Omicronicons from Futurama.
Okay.
A high collar with the cape.
Yeah.
I see
I'm down
that.
for
He's got the peace symbol tattooed on his forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, why not? And he's green,
Mm.
probably with little ears.
No,
I
you
heard
can't
that he's a
fucking
Nordic.
bend.
I heard that he might be a Nordic.
Ah.
So he's
Well,
white
that's again,
hair.
well, so he's
That's a
basically
bit harsh. He
Yeah.
comes along with his peaceful message and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, he's a bit of a no-dick. Fucking space hippie.
No, that's the Greys and no dicks.
they are.
Who wins in a fight? Vrillion or Russian Jesus?
Oh, Vrillion is an interdimensional alien, isn't he?
And he's really high and peaceful
Yeah.
though.
There's that Russian Jesus, such a Red Army train. He'd
Yeah,
stab
that's
his
what I'm
neck up.
saying, yeah.
Russian Jesus has probably got a tattoo of a hammerhead shark eating a baby. But Russian Jesus is just like, that'll be it. He sort of expects that.
I
So
mean, he didn't feed the fishes to the people, he fed the people to the fishes.
I wish you nothing but peace, Russian.
He just conjures up Sharknado, doesn't he?
oh, but it's a
The
great.
people are starving, you will not be starving for long.
Yeah, in a way it works. It works. They won't be starving for long. They're going to be eating a ravenous windfish.
Should we try and cover the finer... essentially saying get rid of weapons.
Nuclear. I think
one.
nuclear weapons more than anything.
He said all your weapons of evil. Guns, I've always said this, why don't you ban guns?
A gun ain't evil, mate. It's only the people who use it.
Well,
that's what the NRA will tell you.
I did watch a YouTube video, obviously true, the other night that all this UFO visitation activity did start to happen after we started nuking things.
We did, yeah. There was
And that got their attention because we could blow up worlds and stuff. So yeah, maybe Vrillion 77. There'd have been a lot of nuclear activity by then, a lot of testing going on.
Oh yeah, 70s, quite the Cold War.
Well, there you
70s,
go, there's
and
that.
America's withdrawal from Vietnam.
I also learnt this week that it's related that JFK was under pressure from his generals and stuff to nuke Russia at one point, a part of Russia. They also wanted to nuke somebody really close to home. Maybe when the whole
Cuba.
Cuban missile thing happened.
Nuking Cuba
He
would
was
not be a good idea.
They were
No.
he was constantly
It's
under
30
pressure.
miles off
like,
the US mainland.
well, his generals would constantly like,
Yeah.
look, we know they work.
Well, the Bay
Let's
of Pigs.
fucking use
He
one.
listened to his generals and went in with the Bay of Pigs.
They
and
fucking
it
backstabbed
failed.
him.
Yeah, and then
That's
they
why he
had
got shot
Operation-
anyway.
And then he
Future
said,
episode, definitely JFK,
definitely.
Yeah.
definitely.
And then he said,
That's,
I'm not listening to you guys again. You got
Yeah.
me into this shit.
Yeah. They wanted him to
Allegedly.
drop nukes like willy-nilly, they really did.
Oh, well, I
They
mean,
were quite gung-ho about it.
that
it
goes
MacArthur had to
MacArthur, the Korean War. He went to. It's right.
Yeah, they wanted to
Chi-
drop him in Korea
Yeah,
too.
the Chinese
Yeah,
had come over. Chinese had
That's
come
a
over the
relief of
Incheon River,
command.
and he's like, right, I want to use tactical nuclear weapons. And even Truman was like, no, no.
We've seen how that goes.
Yeah, we did it once.
We did it once and that was the idea, innit?
Thing
Well,
is-
And even though
twice.
Truman was basically a plant of the future right of
If
America,
anyone's
which
ever watched Oliver Stone's,
Untold History of the USA, it's a great documentary. Watch it.
there's a guy
um,
called Henry Wallace.
Yep, no one's ever heard of him, but my God, he was the Jeremy Corbyn of his day.
Yeah, the Bernie Sanders for
Bernie
American
Sanders
friends.
of his day. I mean, I bet you've never heard of him.
So Vrillion would have been quite...
Vril?
Let's call him Vril. Oh,
Bob
that's
Vril.
from something, isn't
That's
it?
from our previous episode of the
Bob Vril,
I'm
Elixir of Life.
I'm Bob Vril, the Elixir, but it's also the Nazis. The Nazis loved a bit of Vril.
Yeah, that's it. They
Powered
came
their
from the
flying
Vril-
saucers.
They came from the Vril Society.
The
didn't
Vril
they?
Society and
Right.
Vril potentially powered flying saucers.
So Vril would have been seeing all this sort of nuclear posturing that would have been happening at the time.
Yeah,
Sort
yeah,
of
big time.
nuclear saber
Oh,
rattling.
yeah, absolutely.
Nuclear dick competitions, like sort of dick waving. And so he'd probably be quite... And if he was...
He wasn't in charge though.
But from the sounds of it, he was about to leave us, wasn't he? He's
Yes,
on his way back home.
Because in 1988 there was a newsletter called Ashtar's Golden Circle. And in it...
It was like the film. That was terrible.
It sounds like a terrible sex act. I want to do.
roll up, come and see Ashtar's Golden Circle.
Well, he isn't to
I
love,
came
love
in his
he isn't to
golden
love,
circle.
isn't he?
He is, he is.
Perhaps he's into wrong love. Ashtar, apparently, in this newsletter, he said that he's finished his work of announcing...
What
He
work?
wrote a fucking newsletter.
What's he done?
There was a woman that was channeling,
Oh, that go. Well, there we go then. It's all true.
I assume, and So he's announced that he's finished his work of announcing the mission and future cataclysms that are coming, and he has retired until evacuation time.
Yeah. I have one question for Ashtar. Well,
Just one?
Vrillion. More than anything. Vrillion, sorry, not Ashtar. So, if you've got infinite technology from an intergalactic council, why the fuck can you only hack Kent Broadcasting TV?
This is true.
And then not do the I mean, even in Mars attacks, the Martians managed to get the picture.
Well, maybe he had to be undercover somewhere. Maybe that's where he lived. And that's his main concern. He was a local alien for local people.
He's aboard the ship, isn't he?
Yeah, them twinkling lights in the sky.
No, well, didn't you learn some of the technical aspect? He had to be near the antenna, didn't he?
Well, that's if it was
a human.
A human.
That's it.
But I mean, I'm thinking alien technology.
Just because he's an alien doesn't mean he did it with his brain. He still had to go and get the machine.
Well, but I'm saying they just have the interstellar travel. They can hack the UK.
Just because he's got a spaceship doesn't mean it's got the equipment on it.
Well, he should come back with one that can do it. He's going to make a message.
Or just steal a human van.
You go back in
Steal a van.
Yeah, he was in a van with the equipment. He was in a radio engineering van that he probably had to steal from the BBC thing. He would have had to use. He still had to use radio equipment just because he's an alien.
Yeah, and look what you're hacking. You're hacking into a primitive, something completely alien to him.
We should be able to piss it then.
And it's primitive. He doesn't know how it works. It's like you going
He's
back
a
in
fucking
time
bong.
and trying to use machines that the Latin used. That the Romans
That's what's in
used.
Latin.
It's
You can
all in
speak English
Latin.
perfectly. If I could speak Latin perfectly, I'd be able to use it, wouldn't I?
But you can't. So you couldn't.
Exactly, so I couldn't.
So
I mean,
Vrillion
Here, Vrilly boy. He should fucking know. Like, hey, I can speak English, I'm going to make this address. Who should I choose? The Kent people.
That's where he lived.
Not Washington, not London.
That's where
not
he was
Paris,
undercover.
not Berlin, not Moscow.
Hey, all aliens that are living here secretly have to live somewhere. They don't live in Antarctica.
But about the transmitter, it was the only one in the country that could, that could be hacked.
Oh, come on, they've got infinite technology from around the guys. They got interstellar travel.
But
They
not
can
human.
hack British G77
No,
radio
they can't
signals.
get into the BBC, mate. That's where your license fee goes.
Look at Jimmy Savile in 1977. He was a king.
Oh, God. Yeah, Brill, you didn't mention
Yeah,
that.
you are William Brill.
Dickhead.
Oh, by the way, Jimmy Savile's a pedo. Never said that,
And by the way,
Don't trust the Savile character.
dribble fixes should be forever banned. Reasons will become clear in time.
Yeah, where was he for that?
So I'll tell you some of the things that he's claimed to have done.
Who? Brilliant.
Vrilly
Yeah,
boy.
Brillion and the
Okay,
Astral
Brilliant
Command and
boy.
all this.
The Astral Galactic Command.
Brilliant. Sorry. My throat's got better.
That's the beer.
It's Jesus.
Oh shit.
Jesus is interesting because he's actually head of this whole thing.
He's up there in space.
Yeah.
Space Jesus.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Alright then, I like space.
Yeah.
Space Jesus is alright, man.
The command, he says, he derives its authority from the spiritual hierarchy of the solar system, of which Jesus Christ was the head of this.
So why did he bother popping down at a time when it was a bit shit for him to pop down? He's got ancient wisdom. He's like, the Romans are there. Maybe we should wait till medieval Europe.
What do secret aliens? What do secret aliens do how do they occupy themselves? Watching TV?
Watching
Looney Tunes. What's he doing? Researching? Would you say? Or
They're trying to lead us into the light, aren't they? They're trying to.
The Age
he's
of
doing a fucking
Aquarius.
shit job of that, hasn't he? Look what's going on.
And that's my other point. If it was old Vrilly boy, right? Things have got fucking worse. Where is he?
Yeah,
Why is he
what
popping
said
up
before
again?
it gets
Because he's
better,
gone, and
he
we
said it's
didn't
going to
listen.
get worse. He said there's going to be a period of cleansing for the planet.
Do you know who else said
It's
that?
going to be a tilting of the earth and widespread destruction before the new age of light can come through.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
A tilting of the earth. Everything will slide off.
Polar
Tilt.
complete magnetic polar reversal or whatever it is, where we lose our electromagnetic field.
That sounds really bad for us.
Yeah, it is.
We'll all just fall off.
The magnetic field around the Earth basically swaps, so south goes to north. The magnetic field is weakened. The sun's been having a really intense period of solar energy at the minute, which it shouldn't be. It's popping off solar flares at us.
It was very hot today.
If there was a pole reversal right now, pretty much most of life on Earth would be fried off it. Oh shit! It's all true.
Ashtar.
Well,
I'm with you, Ashtar.
What's the date as we record? Something of October.
16th.
15th.
Right. It was undeniably, unseasonably hot today. Because at first I thought it was my man flu. Oh, have I mentioned man flu?
No, you carry on, mate.
Are we meant to be having the back end of a hurricane?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Vrillion.
On the plus side, the world hasn't ended, because I'm pretty sure David Mead has popped up again in the news saying the world's going to end and we're all going to get Nibiru to death.
23rd of
Fucking
October.
Oh, it's the 23rd. It's gone back again, has it?
It's been put back to 23rd
Oh,
of
man.
October.
I thought you saw the story up and killed him. So then we just have to listen to his opportunity.
That means I've got to fucking... I told you about the dates for him and the book fucking royalties, didn't I?
Have you what now? What's it?
Well, we've gone from the 23rd of September to the 25th to the 15th of October to the 25th of October.
Oh,
He's going to keep bringing it out every couple of weeks. Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Yeah, like England win the fucking World Cup. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. I've
It's
heard that one
going,
before.
Yeah.
It's never coming home.
No.
Okay, well, this is some of the ways that they say they've protected Earth. They've disabled nuclear missiles.
I've heard of UFOs doing that.
Yeah. They said that they've stopped the insertion of nanotechnology into vaccines.
That's a really bad idea.
What's stopping it?
Yeah.
Well,
How am I going
You
to
potentially vaccine-
rebuild into a transformer body without
And technically,
nanobots?
you could stop cancer because you just go nanobots.
well, what's the nanobots decide to configure
You can
into
also
something
give
else?
us cancer, Ben.
They say, oh, we don't like the humans, and they configure
Yeah,
into a
but
virus. to kill us all.
they will be assuming that we've got this down before we do start injecting people with nanobots, wouldn't we? We just go, oh, these
Do
nanobots
you
they
think
might
we-
potentially turn on a share, inject it
Do you think
in.
that's the way we've done things in the past? We just bumbled into things, don't we? We just
I think medical
split the
science.
atom and we just do it, you know.
Yeah, but medical science we've been pretty. Well,
Fuck
that
the
made the work so it
consequences.
doesn't. It's kind of thing.
Now
that's
we've got
not-
threats of nuclear war between two fucking idiots. Because
Are you calling Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim
I am.
Jong-un idiots?
How very dare you.
Yeah.
So
Did
I'm
any
with
of you-
Ashtar. Sorry, Vrillion on this one.
Did any of you see the AI robot talking to the UN? That robot called Amy. I think it's
didn't.
called Amy.
I saw the news clip and didn't watch it because I feared the machine would want to turn on us.
I watched it and I'm really shameful to report back. It just reflects very badly on me. Obviously, it's very impressive feat of engineering and artificial intelligence, and all I could think of was how fucking hot the robot was. Why did they put such a pretty face on it, man? And it's something
Because it was
dark.
like you're 6'1" American, no one would listen, that's why.
And there was something dark about my psyche as well revealed, because something about the robotic nature of her, like I was like, oh, I'd fucking date her. I loved the way a pretty robot face moved all weird and stuff. I was really, I am obsessed with robots. Pop culture robots.
Well, you
But this is a new
as a
level.
transformer.
I do, but this is a new level of. See, don't deny me that I am a transformer. If I am finding Amy the fucking.
Yeah, but she's made to look human.
Everyone else
She's
thinks
got a
it's just
square face.
She's gorgeous.
Gaz is a transformer. I want to become a unicorn and live with it.
Yeah.
Look, we're not devolving into madness just yet.
You could go and have sex with actual women with unicorn horns strapped to their heads.
I don't want to go and do that. I want the
And
green alien women.
I will
Mine's
go
up for the unicorn
and
sex.
possibly electrocute myself trying to get into Amy. I think that was her name. Like I pointed out a few episodes ago, you, the listeners, you are the fact checkers. We can't afford to pay a fact checker
No.
or an edit. We're learning all of this, so we've learned to,
We aren't intelligent enough to
Well,
fact check
we've
everything.
we've learned to become researchers, sound engineers. This is all in quotes. Art directors, T-shirt designers,
Yep. College
fact
professors,
checkers,
science boys.
science experts,
Sound editors,
sound
Sound
editors.
editors.
Yeah, but
on the spot interview.
yeah. But fact checking, that is the responsibility of you, the listener. If you can be arsed, and if you can't, just go with it. And so, yeah, my point is, Google this robot speaks to the UN. It'll come up and tell me she's not hot as hell. She could do with some hair. I'm not into
Oh
the
god,
bald
she's not
thing.
Murphy. She's Murphy. She's got
Yeah.
half a head,
Oh
man.
God, it's a pretty half. It's really pretty. I mean, I'm not. I've been with some girls where like the whole head was nowhere near as nice as that half of Amy's
She's effectively unhelmeted RoboCop.
RoboCop
Dude,
is my favourite
female version of unhelmeted RoboCop. Anyway, I don't even know what the fuck
Do
we are.
not question my love. So yeah, speaking of love, let's go back to the fucking space hippie.
Let's go to Vrilly boy.
Jesus is right hand man.
Jesus is right hand man, and was it Astaroths?
You have to get to this guy before you get to Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, Vrillion the space hippie. Oh, kick the fuck out of him.
He's a Nordic alien with infinite powers, mate. I'm not seeing
How
it.
do you know you've got literally no fucking confirmation of his power set whatsoever? He could just fly a fucking spaceship. He could be really physically weak. I mean, I'm really physically weak, but I could wield a stick, a knife, a chainsaw even. If I could get started.
Then you're going to meet Jesus. Space
You
Jesus.
said Vrillion first. I'll get through. Vrillion doesn't worry me. I'm not worried about him.
Alright.
I'll sneak up on him when he's in the BBC van.
He's a giant Nordic.
How do you know?
Pleiadian. Apparently he's a Pleiadian.
Oh, he's a Pleiadian. So he's some dude that speaks to that Swiss guy. What's his name?
Hang on, you've called Space Jesus a no-dick plebeian. So oh, Pleiadian. Sorry. Boom.
What's his name?
Oh shit.
Who?
Oh, Billy
Meyer.
Billy Meyer.
Who's Billy Meyer?
Oh,
Dancer.
it's a future episode in that.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's Billy Meyer do? Just
Billy Meyer. Oh, he's a contactee. He's still going. He's still alive. He's been back in time. He's taking some really convincing photos of dinosaurs.
Can you do me a favour and free Biff Tannen? Sorry.
No, I don't think he can. He can only go back to time so he can take fake photographs.
Was it the Tyson fight? We've done that joke before, and we will do it every time time travel comes up, probably.
And it will come up again today.
Oh!
God damn.
Was that time slipping? Was that a glitch?
It could have been.
Could have been.
Glitch in the Matrix.
Right.
So who claimed responsibility for this? I mean,
Okay, hang on. I'm still getting other things that they've done, yeah? You haven't finished?
Mike's got actual research there.
So he's disabled nuclear missiles, stopped the insertion of nanotechnology into vaccines. They've lowered the radiation from the nuclear plant in Japan.
nice of him.
They've cleaned the Gulf Coast oil spill from the BP.
No, they haven't.
Apparently they have. They've repealed the occult law in the 1930s.
They're
That's
repealing
nice
laws! Brilliance in court!
Yeah, they've got human infiltrators, I assume.
Avatar.
I, sir, as a Vrillion living on Earth, demand the Witchcraft Act of 1930 be repealed. And no, Mr. Smith goes to Mr. Vrillion goes to fucking Washington.
Mr. Vrillion goes to Parliament.
Sorry, carry on.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, they first established as the Great White Brotherhood.
Well, that doesn't sound politically correct.
Oh.
4.5 million years ago in the Gobi Desert.
Does not sound politically correct.
Okay.
Politically correct, even.
Archangel Michael from the Bible.
Oh, convenient.
Oh, him.
He was the first to attempt to lead souls into carnation, which is what they're trying to do.
So he's got a healthy dose of Bible in this.
Well, Jesus is head, isn't he? He's head of the...
Of course, well, yeah.
Archangel Michael was the first one sent to Earth. And they've been in the Gobi Desert for 4.5 billion years.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Million, sorry.
Remember my news story from earlier?
Mm.
Concrete anecdotal evidence that Jesus doesn't exist. So, I mean, they're just jumping on anything. Brilliant. Who says he's mates with Jesus? I mean,
He does.
Well, I think this is all through channeling, so...
Exactly.
Yeah.
She
You're
wants
gonna
him
have
to be mates with Jesus.
In 1980, Thelma B. Terrell published World Messages for the Coming Decade, where she received messages from Ashtar Command from thousands of spaceships that hovered above Earth. But they're in a different plane, so you can't see them.
Ashtar Command. That sounds pretty badass, though.
The command asserted its desire to speak with world leaders concerning the crisis of the planet. Members of the council are forbidden to interfere without approval from governments, but no leadership conferral has occurred to date.
Well,
so they can't get involved because our leaders won't let them.
It's about time to change the rules, isn't it?
they managed to get that law repealed, but I'm not convinced him and Jesus are necessarily friends, because I think Vrillion probably was feeling a bit of, you should be doing this, Jesus. You have failed in your duties to bring peace.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's
Strike
having to
me
steal.
down.
Strike me down. I'll become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
See,
That's what he's going to say to you when you fight him.
No, he's not. No, because seriously,
You strike him down, then he becomes Ghost Vrillion, and
well,
and he's got a lightsaber.
instead of if Jesus was doing his job properly, Vrillion, whatever, he wouldn't having to be steal BBC radio vans and driving them out to wherever this bloody antenna was and working out how to do, you know, signal hacking and stuff, you know, just so he could tell people to stop being shit to each other, which is what Jesus should be doing.
You'd think Jesus actually would be a more identifiable figure.
Yeah, but Jesus
why
in charge,
everyone knows who Jesus is. No one knows who Vrillion is.
Well, we do now. Everyone in Kent watching the news.
But Jesus, if Jesus popped back...
Yeah, well, he is coming back apparently, isn't he?
Well, so people say, but I'm yet to see it.
He's in Russia.
He's in Russia.
He doesn't exist.
He's
Or he's in space.
He was, in all fairness, that Russian guy was described as a horny con man.
Hang on. So Jesus, hang on. The Jesus in space, is it Jesus in his human body or after he was killed and resurrected?
No, that we don't know.
So is it Space Ghost is what I'm getting to.
I guess,
Space
I
Ghost?
guess it's Jesus from the...
That's a blast of the past.
Jesus from the 11th dimension.
That's the name of an album.
I think the 11th is as high as it goes, is it?
No, there's multiple universes.
Multiple universes, but not...
That is an Iron Maiden song.
No.
Jesus from the 11th dimension.
No, that's third eye. What was it? Third Eye Garlic.
Third Eye Garlic.
That's our next Jesus in the 11th dimension. Next new album.
Ding, 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 ding.
Jesus, ding, ding,
From another dimension.
From the 11th dimension, ding, ding. Because it's not the same fucking riff. I'm not going into it.
The reggae.
I mean, I read that no one has basically claimed responsibility for this.
No.
Well,
it could be hackers because it was a relay station, as you mentioned. It runs on ultra high frequency.
We've been talking about very realistic things so far. Should we go off on a mad flight of fancy and think if this was a human who did this?
Okay.
I know that's fucking crazy.
You sound insane to me.
So, what human? Let's put our Columbo hats on.
Just one more thing.
Just one more thing. Who's doing this? Who's got the equipment? Who took the time?
I will say that the IBA, which is the Independent Broadcasting Authority, they stated that to carry out the hoax, it would take, quote, a considerable amount of technical know-how, end quote.
I can dispute that. Because it runs on UHF. It's ultra high frequency. It was
you know more than the IBA, okay?
No, but it was running on line of sight, which UHF does. I have to remember back to my radio signalling days on this. It's been really boring because I hated signals. But it runs on line of sight. If it's a radio transmitter, someone with a powerful enough transmitter, possibly an engineer, could have gone up and basically just recorded that and interrupted the broadcast. He could have done it. It could have been done.
I'm just going by what the guy from the IBA said.
I know.
Well, maybe the IBA though want to make it sound more difficult than it was.
It's quite possible.
Because they don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
It is quite possible.
Attempting to.
Doesn't mean it's true, but it's quite possible.
No. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
So, but let's try this. So, somebody's got to have access to some, I'm guessing, some sort of high-level equipment that you can't just get from Currys.
It would be a more powerful radio transmitter.
Because I once went to...
Operating on that range.
Okay, because my friend collects vintage radios, and so we went to what we thought was like a collector's fair for vintage radios, but it was actually a sort of amateur radio. Basically, you know people that do...
that ham radio.
Yeah. Man, that's a
What's
whole...
your 20?
Oh man, it's a whole nother level of geekery.
How many candles you
tech
burning?
Equipment.
My dad used to have that shit in his car.
No, but my point is,
CB was a big thing. CB, wasn't it? Everyone had a fucking in the 70s, man. Everyone had a fucking air in their car. My dad's nickname, his call sign was Ring Road. Because he was going around the ring road at the time in the Telford Town Centre, and like, what's your call sign? And he's like, and it was Telford Town Centre Ring Road. He was like, my name's call sign's Ring Road, which sounds quite homosexual. Thinking about it.
I'll go around the ring road with you.
But they used to have meets.
The wrong way round if you want.
They used to have meets apparently. You'd be chatting on people on the radio. And there was, everyone fancied pulling into so and so and like meeting up and having a beer or whatever, because it was the 70s. You could drink and drive in this country without the local Bobby interfering too much, as long as you never ran anyone down. It was all right. And my dad never went to one because he always heard these tales in the news where like, you turn up for this meet and there's like you turn up on your own and there's 3 other dudes, they beat the shit out of you and steal your car and your radio equipment.
And your radio. Lovely. And as they're driving off, they're like, see you later, Ring Road.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, but yeah, everyone had CB radios back in the day, so the technology was there. It was just like a more powerful radio transmitter.
I don't know. I'm not technical.
But I'm guessing what I'm trying to get to is either someone with access to this, like somebody who worked for the BBC or similar, or an amateur person with the funds, the knowledge, and it has a distinct art student.
Very peacenik
ring to it to me, a very sort of
maybe
it was a
It's
Doctor
very
Who
well
fan.
thought out there because there's not many holes you can punch into it.
Maybe the YTS guy on the day out with the engineer gets the van for a day. The guy rings in sick. You know what you're doing. You've been with him for a few days.
There are examples.
This.
There are examples of this happening. There was I think I'm quoting correctly, Captain Midnight in America, who was a disgruntled employee who hacked HBO because they'd put up the price of their cable or something. It was in the 90s, and he hacked them. He actually worked for them and hacked them, and it was just he put up a screen with text on it that said literally the price they were asking for, and he was like, "Really? That's a joke, Captain Midnight. Be warned."
Nice.
And they found out who it was really quickly, and he was, I think, definitely charged. I don't know if he went to jail, but he got a huge fine. I imagine the sack. But he had the access and the knowledge. He was an engineer in the building who knew. So it's possible.
But they never found the max headroom, did they?
That's very true. Let's we'll talk about with the listeners. If you were to Google, if you're unaware of it, max headroom broadcast incident, something along those lines.
Yeah,
Signal interruption. You will find it. And this was, I can't remember the channel, a big American channel.
Wasn't it Saturday Night Live they interrupted?
Or it might have been the American football. It was something
yeah, it was something big, yeah.
And somebody interrupted the signal, and it was a home video basically of a really weird Max Headroom, who was an 80s television character. Somebody in a mask of this character was making weird noises, saying random words. All very creepy and unsettling, a little bit
bottom smacked with fly spotters.
Yes, then they get the bottom out and another person slaps it with a fly swat. And then the channel managed to retake the signal, and it's just quite creepy. They had no political, they didn't say anything.
No, they came back again though, didn't they? It was
I don't know
there was 2 interruptions. They did come back again, did a little bit more of the same.
Right.
And then they managed to wrestle control of it back
And I heard that had to be somebody who, with again powerful equipment, close to the antenna, which was on top of a very big skyscraper in the city.
Roddy Piper. Disrupted the signal. That's what our TV is. It's actually Max Headroom interruptions all the time. But when Hot Rod disrupted the signal.
Yeah. Now this is a guy who I think
that was it.
The Max Headroom guy. I think is just somebody trying to fuck with the man.
Yeah.
In my opinion, because he had an opportunity to say something political, anarchistic, anything funny, but instead he went down the creepy sort of weird performance art. It reminded me of like a really bad student art installation that was supposed to be edgy and but was really just a bit like, oh god.
You think there were some New York art students trying out
Like,
something for his final project, and we'll do that. And
it probably was.
That was kind of creepy. We'll just go with the classical Greek storytelling or something like that.
It could have been a performance art piece. Literally, I'm going to hack the signal with nonsensical crap.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously more than one person involved. Because there was 2 people in the video. Yeah. I imagine a camera operator, unless it was just it's a static camera, so it could be on a tripod, I guess. But that's probably the most famous one, I think. And that's just a weird. They again never found out. There's no way of really tracing it.
So still the hoaxes.
Yeah, I've got a couple of quotes from newspapers at the time.
Okay.
The editor of the Times on the 30th of November 1977 said, "How can the IBA or anyone else be sure that the broadcast was a hoax?" An editor of the Eugene Register Guard, never heard of it.
No.
He said nobody seems to consider it may have been for real. And I just thought this was just amusing. The Daily Mail and the News of the World, they misquoted it, and they stated that he said Vrillion. Unless the weapons of Earth are laid down, destruction from outer space will quickly follow.
The Daily Mail and the News of the
World
World misquoted something. No.
This is a
No.
I mean, that is a completely fundamentally different.
Yeah, he could have done a more
flipping
different message from what was actually said.
Destruction will follow, like panic and everything. It's completely
No wonder all
different.
these fucking pensioners are Tories.
I know, I thought it had to be the fucking Daily Mail, the News of the World, didn't it?
What is slightly disheartening though is I did see in a couple of the videos I watched that thing that I was doing an impression of earlier isn't a real recording, that's a recreation.
It is.
And there isn't an actual recording from the actual.
No, there is.
Even. Oh, there is?
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
That is a recreation, I think.
I don't
Was it a
think there is
recreation?
one.
They've got the
It's a
TV.
transcript.
They've got the TV, haven't they? But they haven't got the actual bit in between.
Oh right, so
I think.
I watched one that was I took it on YouTube, and it was like the news guy speaking,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the one. That's
all the
recreation.
picture went fuzzy, and then
Yeah.
the voice came across. So
That's the recreation.
So where's that recording then? Why isn't that available?
Well, it was 1977. I guess no one was.
No one recorded the news.
And
Yeah, but surely the news people,
I mean,
the
was a
people making it
VCR
would have.
Was a VCR that common?
Hey, I'll have you know, I had a Ferguson video star that worked for the best
yeah.
part of 30 years.
I bet it's in someone's basement on Betamax somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
no one's
they
got
don't even
Betamax
know.
anymore. Yeah.
So this is my problem with it is we're relying on a transcript. Who transcribed it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And did anyone find any interviews with any actual people who?
People phoned
I mean,
in.
are they called witnesses? I think.
People phoned in. There was like complaints, like 40 odd complaints, wasn't there?
Only 40. That speaks for the British fucking.
Maybe it was 4,000. I don't know. Maybe.
Now here,
Could be-
Yeah, there's only 40.
Now,
I
hear
think
me.
there's-
It's four, it's
it's
something.
a- Oh well, the bloody aliens. The
You don't
Germans.
get that many
The
complaints.
Germans tried 30 years ago, and we'll
Now,
give
hear
them what
this.
for again.
Hear this, Mr. BBC. I pay my licence fee, and it's all well and good these alien invaders giving us their message of peace, but I missed the bloody news this evening. I didn't know the cricket scores.
And my son missed the start of Looney Tunes.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that American crap, but he likes his Looney Tunes.
You know, the recreation is a recreation, but the newspaper articles of the time all.
I'd imagine that the newspapers at the time, barring the Daily Mail and the News of the World,
But that's the
probably would have given some kind of because someone would have. There must have been someone recorded it somewhere. There must have been. It must have been recorded
In the
somehow.
recreation, though, there's an effect put on it. It sounds like I read a comment on YouTube that made me do an actual laugh out loud. It said it sounds like Darth Vader giving head to a lightsaber. Somebody's put an effect on it and chose that typical posh British voice. We don't
Apparently
know.
that sound was.
Maybe that's what it sounded like, but maybe the actual Vrillion that no one's got a recording of on the actual night, maybe he didn't talk in that voice with that. Maybe he sounded like, oh, I don't know, a local radio engineer from Kent. And again, we don't really know what people from Kent sound like, but I think sound like a little bit like that. You know, I'm from the Galactic Command. Don't put down your weapons of evil. Maybe that's why only 40 people rang in.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
I don't know the number. I'm guessing at 40.
I'd love to believe in Vrillion and the Peace Corps and the space
Oh
hippies.
fuck yeah!
I'd love to get fucking high with him and listen to some Jimi Hendrix. It would be amazing. You know, he could play me his little space flute. That's not a fucking idiot right now. Singing music, we're getting high and playing music. Fuck you guys.
Then blow his space flute. Oh man.
That was a Freudian slip. Oh shit. Has anyone seen Gaz? I don't know, but I can hear Vrillion's flute.
Oh, would it be the fucking do 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 do? What is it fucking Close Against the Third Guys? Would it be that?
Why? Every
Shit,
episode.
why
I
is
end
it?
up
Why
fucking
is
something
fucking
weird?
Close Against the Third Guy? Maybe someone just giving an alien a blowy. That's what that fucking tune was. You got flute penises. Who knows? Who knows? Are aliens?
This is the way to evolution. Good humour. I enjoy your human blowjob. This is the way to peace.
Blowjobs for peace.
I'm surprised that the average white man in power hasn't caught on to that slogan, actually, because
Yeah.
a lot of feminists out there may go for it. You know, blowjobs to peace.
I'm not touching this.
Whatever. Okay.
Give blowjobs a chance.
Maybe if Corbyn made that his next slogan.
Oh, Jeremy blowjob. No, it's not quite the same. Sorry, Mike looks disgusted. What have you done? How dare you sully the Corbyn name with your filthy sex jokes, you heathen drug-addled lunatic.
Should we go to who it may have been? Who might be
A
responsible?
bloke called Jeff.
No, a bloke called George.
Holy fuck!
Well, certainly a follower of George's teachings. George Van Tassel worked in the aerospace industry, and since the 40s he claimed to receive messages from a godlike alien named Ashtar. He runs a galactic.
Yeah, he was an aircraft mechanic between 30 to 47 for Lockheed.
Oh no, you say mechanic, and when he said worked in the aerospace industry, I'm thinking, wow, that guy's making up some serious shit. He's developing the Blackbird, he's knocking up the U2, and he's a mechanic. I'm thinking, oh, he's just going with a spanner.
Did anybody look up his medical record? Because
No, we didn't actually.
I'm guessing schizophrenia.
Yeah.
In 1947 he moved to Giant Rock, California
Yeah.
to establish a large UFO centre.
What do we call it? Gee, I don't know. There's not much here, just a giant rock. Giant rock! Fucking hell.
Almost as bad as unobtainium.
And we go, I don't know, think of a funny English place name. I did take a photo and post it on Facebook of me in Twat Lane. No, Minge Lane, it was Minge Lane. Giant rock.
I found myself in Cum Lane once.
We've all been there, man.
Was it in Liverpool?
He was in Wales.
You lived in Liverpool, that's why I bring it up.
Yeah. No, that's more like Stabby Alley.
I think I knew her.
So much I can't say.
Sure, I knew Stabby Alley. Oh, she was stabby.
Yep. Anyway,
Still got the wounds to this day.
UFO Centre.
Like carpet burns, they never heal.
UFO Centre.
Carpet burns on my heart. Sorry, Mike. The UFO Centre. Let's be serious journalists.
Yes.
It became the most successful and well-known UFO meeting centre of the time. And didn't he, in 1953, he established the Ministry of Universal Wisdom.
It is, which does sound like a Monty Python ministry.
The Ministry of Universal Wisdom.
And their job was to investigate and encourage the healing arts and collect and analyse UFO phenomena and contactees. And in 1953, he said, Van Tassel, that he received a message via telepathic communication from a being from Venus named Ashtar. Which we think this Vrillion is the same guy, perhaps.
Or is it Vrillion working for Ashtar?
Or
Is it the Ashtar Galactic Council?
Oh, actually, I think Ashtar was the collective noun for them.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ashtar.
So, yeah. So,
The Ministry of Universal Wisdom taught that all humans have the power to tap into the universal mind of God, which facilitates evolutionary progress such as those exemplified by Jesus and Ashtar.
This fucking hippie stuff's gonna be
yeah.
puke.
And he
But
says
by
not
the-
only can he communicate with aliens, but also dead humans.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. People who die.
They do say that by the 50s, the concept of Ashtar and his galactic law enforcement agency preparing an imminent rescue of humanity was widespread.
They're a bit fucking
In the
late.
This is
Yeah.
my point. Where the fuck are they? 1953 to go back to it, and then in 1977, yeah, oh fuck me, Ashtar, you're meant to be off the planet. Go on, Frilly boy.
Maybe he's building his space
If
ark.
this broadcast gets hijacked when we come back to record, you foolish mortals! This is the voice of Ashtar.
The Daily Mail was right.
We come to bring not peace but a sword. And then that's a Jesus quote. And before you know it, we're up to our fucking neck and ears in fucking UFOs blasting shit with lasers.
I want
The fake-
blowjobs.
The fake alien invasion.
You Earth women will be saved.
Your women will be perfectly safe. Well,
Those you call homosexuals will also be saved.
If you're down to fuck, consider yourself safe.
You're gonna love this bit. Okay, he claimed to receive instructions from Nikola Tesla
Right, okay.
to build something called the Integratron.
Oh, I like it.
It sounds very Red Dwarf.
Oh, it sounds very fucking Megatron-esque. Say it again.
The Integratron.
That's what you send in to interrogate, right? When someone's not giving you the answers, you're like, "Oh, you'll talk."
Yeah,
Or
what
smug.
should you-
And then they're like, "Yeah, you'll never make me talk. I'll never talk." They send in the Interruption. And you just hear the
This massive fucking
yeah,
square
you just sit
room.
there looking at him like,
This human
well,
head.
Yeah, the waterboarding didn't work.
Yeah.
This fucking.
What was
I
that?
am the Integratron.
The robot number wang. Shit. Oh, that's the Michelin web show for any foreign listeners. I invite you to watch it. It's very funny. There's at least
That
3
was
seasons
something
of
like that, wasn't it? Numbertron or something?
Numbertron, number wang. Oh, it was the fucking cheese. The robot that could have detected was cheese or petrol.
Yeah.
What does the actual Integratron do?
Okay, this is meant to recharge and rejuvenate human cells,
Nice.
and it's also a time machine for basic research on rejuvenation, anti-gravity and time travel.
Sounds fun.
Just your basic time travel.
It was a domed wooden structure with a rotating metal apparatus
Wooden.
on the outside called the electrostatic die rod. Unfortunately, he had a heart attack weeks before its completion,
Oh, how convenient.
so it never became operational.
Mike, can I
The Integratron has never become operational.
Can I ask a question, Mike? How far down the rabbit hole did you venture with this?
Because I literally found one 10-minute YouTube video.
I thought I'd done, a good amount of research. I got the pros, the cons.
Mike's writing down the transcripts of the mad dribblings of some schizophrenic fucking.
Who thinks Nikola
fool.
Tesla's talking to
It's
us?
still there now. You can go and visit the Integratron, and people do say that it does have healing abilities.
Why isn't it working properly?
Because he died, he had a heart attack,
Oh,
didn't he?
couldn't Tesla pass on to someone else? He had an apprentice, I mean, for fuck's sake.
Oh, Vrillion fix it.
Yeah, it was Vrilly Boy.
He can't hack into TV. He
He's
can't
too
fix
busy
it.
sucking up Jesus.
Oh, man.
He's like, Vrillion's like, the amount of trouble I had with that fucking antenna.
300 fucking megahertz I had to get to.
He just got pissed off with it, didn't he? Fuck this. Oh, man. I've got to
So
be
It
honest.
sounded like fucking Alec Guinness on that.
I gotta be honest, the Integratron, bit of a letdown. I prefer the giant interrogation killer robot thing.
Yeah.
As long as it's not used on me. As long as it's protecting my
Do you think it's
freedoms.
got like its
Thank you for your
nipples
service.
are in fact electrified nipple clamps that shoot out and attach themselves to either A, nipples or B, gonads,
At least.
and then just
Or both.
or both. It could be double pronged, and then you're just immediately shocked into by nipples and gonad until.
I honestly think the giant robot shouting in your face you might just start giving enough information.
If Megatron shouted at me, he'd be pretty scary.
Fired his arm cannon as close to your sort of
Gonads.
genitals as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
And you saw and it was just on its lowest setting.
And there's a
then
hole
got
in the
your
floor.
face. And
Yeah.
remember, he is very tall.
And angry.
Yeah, as big as a house. He gets down, crouches down, and screams in your. I'm gonna tell him everything. I'm gonna tell him. Or you might as well just shoot me, Megatron, because fuck. But anyway, he'd be okay
Is he
because
going
he'd
to shoot
say,
me
"Oh,
after?
yeah." It's
Even
Megatron.
if I tell him, I want to know. That's the thing.
of course.
He's evil. Of course he is.
He's evil. But when he saw me, though, he'd be like, you are one of us.
We're not.
I've heard of you. Fool.
Yeah, you're puny meat,
Yeah.
and I'm now going to destroy you. That's what he'd say.
He'll replace Starscream with me. Starscream, this human shows more devotion than you ever could. I'm going in.
Why did he keep Starscream around? And all Starscream was trying to do was stab him in the back.
To have someone to kick. Well, Starscream is, although he's a snivelling little idiot around his fellow Decepticons, in the grand scheme of things, he's quite a powerful warrior, and he does sort of lead the little group of planes, I think.
He does. He is their leader.
Yeah. My favourite Starscream moment is in the original animated movie when Megatron's had his ass whipped by our hero, our Lord and Saviour Optimus Prime.
He does. One shall stand, one shall fall.
Why throw away your life so recklessly? That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron. I love it. Anyway,
Stirring
stirring stuff. So when Megatron's on the floor, Starscream looks at him, Megatron, our mighty leader, just fucking boots him and walks off. And Tony Soundwave has to pick, I still function. I could quote that whole fucking film, to be honest. I love it very much. But we digress.
We digress again.
Again, sorry guys, but you know, you're used to it by now. You're this far in.
So, there was the other UFO cult barring the Van Tassel boys in their big rock meeting place is the Vrillions. And the Interruption is the Vrillions. They were founded in 1973 by a racing car driver called Yes. And this is where it gets a little bit Talladega Nights. Claude Vrillion. And you're like, you know what? Some dude, some French racing driver swaggers over to me and says I'm forming a sex cult and my name's Claude Vrillion. I'm probably joining that shit.
To be honest,
but you're passer than unicorns.
Yeah, because he's a French racing driver. He's got money and influence, and he's hung around in many yachts in Monaco.
Probably supermodels around him. Like.
These people grew horns.
I am Claude Vrillion, and you're like, yeah, man. And there's my partner Gregory, and he trains German shepherds.
I think he's
but Mike knows a bloke called Smotherer.
Oh shit! don't you fucking dare have that Tory name, fucking Claude's fucking place.
it's like he actually I personally know Michael Heseltine and I witnessed the event or something.
But you were hanging around with him at his mum's while the dog attacked him.
But their movement preaches that Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, all of the deities were aliens. Mm-hmm. All life on Earth was created by Elohim.
I thought you were going to say LOD. Legion of Doom. Oh, what a rush!
Oh, that dual painted picture of
Richie
and Eddie from Bottom getting clotheslined by.
That's amazing.
That was fantastic. I may order the print.
I'd love a print. I honestly would. If any listeners would ever want to buy me a gift, that's a good place to start. But anyway, sorry, I'm not soliciting for gifts already. I will eventually.
Yes. Just blowjobs.
But yeah, so they're similar to us, but they're commonly depicted as angels, the Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that name from the Bible.
Yes, they are in the Bible. Yeah.
Didn't they come up in the Nephilim? They're the giant.
They're like,
half angel, half thing, aren't they?
Yeah, kind of.
They've got something to do with Planet X and the seeding, Nibiru and the seeding of the humans and the
Planet X.
Planet X.
I bought your limited technology from a Dimension X.
Where's Captain Burrito and all this?
Captain Burrito should be travelling back through time to stop this shit.
He's probably part of the Ashtar Command. It's starting to sound like a bit of like the Guardians of the Galaxy, but a bit like, you know, you got Jesus, Vrillion, Captain Burrito.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're not doing much good. They're not doing much good though, are they? Like I said, we've got fucking... America's apparently decided to set itself on fire, literally now, on top of everything else. I haven't checked, but I'm sure to the east of us, specifically the Middle East, things aren't getting any fucking happier and nicer over there.
Although the Iraqis are about to capture, I read this news today, they're about to capture the IS's capital city. Oh. So it's still got to stop them though, but then they've lost a city.
At any moment the nukes could fly.
Yeah.
So,
and a very good Hove interview.
Yeah, well, maybe our international Avengers, Space Avengers, Jesus Avengers, maybe they're wrapped up in, they're trying to do the Planet X thing, stop that from happening. So because they've turned their eye,
split your forces, man. It ain't good.
When Superman dies, crime and everything, the planet just goes crazy because people are like, hey, we can get away with it again.
Yeah, but it's all because Batman's there.
But not to the level, you know, when Superman, people just had a fear while he was there, you know, he could rain down terror from the sky.
He could, but Batman's the Batman.
Yeah, but he can only come...
He's the Knight!
Yeah, but he only really does Gotham. Do you know what I mean? Like, Superman disappearing, everyone's going to... spoilers, but I believe that's where we'll join up in the next movie. Because everyone thinks he's dead, don't they?
Oh, no, he's coming back.
Well, we know he's coming back, but at the start of the movie, everyone will think he's dead, so I bet crime has gone mental.
Yeah.
That's why Batman's going around trying to recruit super freaks that he normally hates.
Super freaky!
He's recruiting them, but at the same time researching ways to kill them.
You've got to make Aquaman look badass, so this is the problem with that film.
They're trying their bloody best, aren't they?
They really are. You haven't seen any of the trailers, have you, Mike?
No. Anyway. Let's get back to these
Raeliisms, Raelians. Not the Iranians, the Raelians. They're all in for mind transfer and human cloning as a way to immortality.
Oh yeah.
They deny the existence of an ethereal soul and supernatural God. They love sex. It's all good. Any legal, safe adult sex practices are great and promotes a healthy, long life.
I second that.
So do I. I mean, I'm up for being a
Goes back to the
alien.
unicorn sex cult for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're a radio. I guess we're leaving space, Jesus.
What's their connection to Vrillion again? No, I missed that.
Oh, they're all
Is
in
it
for that.
another fucking channel there?
Yeah, pretty much. They have a very similar beliefs to Van Tassel's boys, the universal peace and love and all that. So it is a theory that they're being a more modern cult. They were coming to prominence around that sort of era.
And did this pop up?
In '73 they were founded, so it could have been someone who was
before the broadcast. So the hoaxer could have been one of these geezers.
Possibly,
If it was a hoaxer.
possibly. But in '71, a British talk show radio devoted to UFOs received a strange call claiming to originate from outer space. I haven't been able to track anything down on that
Me
at
neither.
all.
I
know Mike looked into it, and it was just like left as an interesting footnote. And you're like, well, that's
pretty much the same thing apparently.
yeah. And you're like, well,
So
surely.
it's like he tried once in '71, and then again in '77.
Well,
But like I said, there's better platforms. You know,
Local
BBC News would be a good one.
Well, you'd argue CNN.
CNN, even Fox. Fuck
You'd
it.
argue, like you were saying earlier, Ben,
Fox News people would
have the technology to invade all signals at once, like it does in movies. In your invasion movie, your average takeover movie, all screens at once on whatever channel they're on, all radios, all go zoop to the same message.
Or
at once.
have interference, Independence Day.
Okay, there you go.
Are
So
we going to do our top invasion movies?
yeah,
We should.
I think we're going to do that at the end.
Yeah.
Well, are we anywhere near?
I think we're
wrapping
pretty
up?
much finished.
I think. Shall we? So
Should we give our opinion?
Yeah, Gaz, you go first, mate. Go on, give us the.
I would love there to be some space Avengers with Jesus and Vrillion protecting us from ourselves. I'd love to think that just by being nice and peaceful, I could move on to the next plane of existence. However, clearly this was just some fucking hippie
who knew a bit
with
about engineering.
tech knowledge, who hacked his local station, and he probably got a right kick out of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why he hasn't done it again or since. I don't know, maybe
He may have fallen out of love with the idea.
Yeah, you know, he tried. It could have been a bit of performance art, something like that. I don't think it was real. I'm pretty certain it was a hoax. That's I know it's a bold thing to say. I'm sorry to any ufologists out there, whatever the fuck they call themselves.
UFOologists.
Oh yeah, sorry. Peace and love.
Ufologists, actually. Ufologists.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Peace and love. I come in peace. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, Vrillion. I don't buy it, bro. I'd love to, but no, that's me.
Mike?
Well, I'm going to sit on the fence on this one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm not
How
gonna-
can you sit on the fence on this one?
I'm not going to commit because I want it to be true so much.
Look, I'm in the same boat as you. I'd love it to be true, but it is. If you know what you're doing.
I have a 10-inch penis to be true. I can want it to, but
Yeah,
I just
but we-
don't.
We don't know.
I do.
We can only see 5% of the fucking universe. We think we know everything. We know dick.
Yeah, I know. I'm
As
with
a
you on
species,
it.
we know dick. So I'm saying it's a possibility.
I'm with you on that.
perhaps.
I'm with you.
I'd love it to be true so much that I'm
But-
going to sit on the fence.
But I just think there's too much of this. You know, is it just some engineer with a fucking hard on for UFO 50s UFO cults?
Well, yeah, it probably is.
You know, it's not. It's you've got to have a bit of technical knowledge, but it could be done. You could
Whether
learn that
it's-
shit in the fucking local library back in the day.
Whether it's true or not, the message is a good message.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
can agree
yeah.
with
The
that.
message is a great message. Give up your weapons.
Mm.
Join the Intergalactic Council. We'll save you from all that shit. It's fantastic. But where are they now?
Yeah.
Well, he's waiting, isn't he?
30 years
he's gone to
later.
retirement.
1977, 40 years later, near enough. 40 years later, and we're still in the same. We're in the
And
worst
why did
shit. Where is he?
fucking pick Kent?
Exactly, Kent.
Local TV, Kent?
Well, apparently he's still involved in the evacuation of souls already walking in the light.
Shit, does that mean Heaven's Gate actually worked?
So I mean, it ties up, doesn't it? It's a nice little.
What if Heaven's Gate was, they were the fucking chosen ones? Marshall Applewhite. And to be fair, I was looking at some dude speaking about this shit, and I was thinking, my god, this dude looks like Marshall Applewhite. Who not looks like him, sounds like him. And it was like, it's that
Yeah.
tone of voice, it's that calm, grandfatherly tone. Sets you at ease in a way.
But that was an actor. Like, it's
yeah,
a recreation, so I don't know.
I mean, I know my logic brain will say 99.9999 recurring % chance this is all bollocks. But for just to hold on to a bit of hope, I'm going to hold on to that 0.00001%.
Good on you, man.
Fair enough. I agree with Gaz. I think it was a hoax. I think it was too easy to hoax. But yeah, I'd love it to be true. It'd be fantastic.
I honestly would love it to be true, all jokes aside. I'd also, well, if it's true, I'd like him to pull his finger out.
Yeah, that would also be enough factor.
Maybe spread the message to a bit more than Kent.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, so should we round up with, you had some invasion, because this is a bit sort of alien invasion, isn't it? Taking over your
yeah.
TV
It is according to Daily Mail.
Yes. There you go. The Daily Mail says so.
So, favourite alien invasion movies?
Independence Day. For me.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. Love it. Fantastic film.
Welcome to Earth.
Bang! Yeah.
Punches the alien.
I love the sequel. I know it got panned, but
I like the sequel. It's a good solid 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Right, I'll give it that. It's not fantastic. It's nowhere near as good as the original, but yeah, it's all right. It's got a few nice callbacks to it. They've got some original cast back. The African dude's a fucking badass. He's killing aliens with fucking machetes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And he's like, "Oh, how'd you kill him? How'd you kill him with machetes?" Like, you got to get behind him.
Oh.
And you see him at the end, literally slide through its fucking legs, pop up, and just go bang, 2 machetes in the back.
Pops out, doesn't it?
Then it pops out the suit, and he's like, takes its head, and you're like, shit, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Fuck yeah, man.
And the big mother alien.
The other alien's pretty cool. Spoiler alert.
You are supposed to do those before the spoiler.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We'll get better at that.
It'll work. Edge of Tomorrow.
Do you know what? Never seen that. Everyone tells me I should,
Yeah,
because I love sci-fi. I just don't like Tom Cruise, but apparently it's good enough to see through.
Yeah, I don't like Tom Cruise and I like it. So.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Now, I prefer the War of the Worlds 1953 original.
I've never seen
remake.
it.
Don't think I've seen the original. Saw
you heathens.
I know.
I saw the.
So the daddy.
I saw the remake.
I've read the book.
I've read the book. The book's great. Yeah. The book's a symbolism for the British Empire.
I've heard the thing, the audio version. Of
the
music.
yeah, that's pretty cool as well, actually. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
My missus actually loves that fucking album. She has it in her car. It's
awesome.
Still they come.
Hey, wasn't that the voice?
Isn't it?
Vrillion?
Sorry, that was me down Cum Lane last week.
Isn't it a similar voice to Vrillion on that thing?
It is kind of, yeah.
Oh man. So, yeah. Anyway.
If they do invade, I'm sticking around Gaz. He's got a cold.
Yeah. What got me with a new one was the amount that kid screamed. The little girl just kept on screaming for these other, and children's screams just go through me like a hot machete through a skull of a zombie.
Interesting analogy.
Yeah. And
section.
Yeah, well, and also
we're not getting on to fucking zombies again.
And the Tom Cruise's annoying teenage son who was like, I'm going to go and fight the Martians. He's like, and he should have said, look, son, the US Army's right over there, and he's getting his ass handed to it. There's like literally Humvees on fire with charred skeletons in it, rolling back down the hill.
Yeah,
you want to go and fight that? How about we take a step back for a second? Figure out some new weapon, and then we'll go out and kill the fuckers.
Yeah, I agree with you. There was some of the characters were shit.
They were,
but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was quite scary in places.
Yeah, I think it was the famous actor, the guy in the basement. It was the guy in the basement.
Yeah, Tim Robbins.
Yeah, but he's a better actor than that. The original scene was better.
Was it?
Yeah.
I can't compare.
All these like Martian weeds were creeping through. They were like, colonising the planet almost. It was. I don't know more to it.
Well, fuck Tom Cruise. Without Tom Cruise.
Men in Black, we can class as an invasion movie. We should just leave this on to.
Yes.
Well, we won't talk too much about it, but future episode on Men in Black.
Real Men in Black, but yes, Men in Black's a good one. I like that one.
Second one was terrible.
I've seen number 2. I've seen them, but to be honest, in my mind, they blur into
That's the problem.
one thing.
Although the third one, I actually prefer. I'll get onto this in a second. Starship Troopers territory, where the third one is better than the second one, but only just.
I did watch the third one. Is that where somebody else played? It's a young version of.
It's a young version of Tommy Lee Jones.
I did
Josh
watch
Brolin,
that.
I think.
That's
Is,
it, yeah.
And it's kind
I
of
don't mind it.
it's kind of good in a way because it's like I think Josh Brolin ends up being Will Smith's character's adopted dad, and he wipes his money, so he kind of grooms him to be that MIB. They should have seen it by now. Cheers, old.
It's old.
Battle for LA, I really like.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
If nothing else, because the way that the guys playing the soldiers actually move like soldiers. It's not a good film in terms of lots of alien combat, but they did their research.
You like the military?
No, not even that. It's just like they moved across like they were a squad, and
a bit of realism.
Added to it, I thought, because there wasn't a lot of scenes with them fighting aliens until the very end. It's like, but the fact there was smoke everywhere and they were still moving as they would have done in a war zone, and they got ambushed and they actually responded to it properly. The military geek in me knew that, and I was like, you know what, they actually put some thought into this. They know they haven't got a massive budget. They can't show the alien fighting all the time, but they put some thought into this, so it works.
Good on them.
Yeah, fair play. Mars Attacks. I love Mars Attacks.
Can't stand it.
Oh.
I know. I hate it.
It's got a great cast, though.
It's
I know it
a
has.
bloody good film.
I've watched it. I think I've watched it twice now.
I mean, you've
don't
got
like
Jack
it.
Nicholson playing two characters.
It's very funny.
Gwyneth Paltrow's in
The
it.
way they talk.
Jack
as well,
Black
they-
is a young
I
Jack
know,
Black,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
It's got everything in it.
Tom Jones.
Tom
It's got all the
Thompson.
ingredients. I should like it, but I don't know why. I just don't.
But it is a Tim Burton film, isn't
That's.
it?
But he didn't. Sorry,
That's probably my favourite Tim Burton film.
What, better than the original Batman?
Actually, to be honest, I do like the original Batman, but if you watch it back,
I have. I watch it several times. I think it's a great film. Jack Nicholson's Joker obviously makes it. Michael Keaton is a quirky Bruce Wayne and a serious Batman.
A slight tangent, but as a child, adored it, loved it. Watched it back recently, and there's a few things where I'm like, oh man. Batman's hardly fucking in it. That movie is about the Joker. Two,
Yeah, but Jack Nicholson carries it.
well, yeah, he's great. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying my child viewing of it was amazing. Looking back on it now, there's some elements that people slag off the new Batman film for. He's firing machine guns and missiles at people.
Yeah, I can see where that.
It's not as bad as the inline skates and they tap their head.
Oh.
Yeah.
How
And I do know. I don't want
Yeah.
people to think I don't like them, but I do. But it's diminished.
I
in,
used to see you.
it's,
How many ice puns can we fit in a movie?
Yeah, but you know what? I'll watch them and love them.
I
Tim
disagree.
Burton, because
I
I'm not
like
the
it.
biggest Tim Burton fan, to be honest.
No, I see where you're coming from. I can I just jump in for you? I think that the fact that Jack Nicholson, you've got the best guy at the time to play the Joker, right? Because he's outlandish and he puts on that performance. He's enjoying himself in that role. You can see he is. And the fact that it's called Batman, and you barely see Batman to a point, almost counterbalances Jack Nicholson's Joker, because you're waiting. Because if it was The Dark Knight, and this is my issue, you see Batman a lot in that movie.
That's a good.
You don't see Heath Ledger's Joker as much as you want to. You're waiting for Heath Ledger to come back on the screen as the Joker.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're waiting for Heath Ledger to come back. You're not so much waiting for Batman. He's almost a secondary character in that film. So what they did quite cleverly was make the Joker the focus of the movie, but make you keep waiting for Batman to show up and kick some ass.
Yeah. No, it's but.
It's a reverse Dark Knight.
I think it's the best one of them all, personally.
Oh no.
Do you disagree?
The
I
Dark
like
Knight.
it.
I think that The Dark Knight just isn't a more superior film in every way.
Yeah, I
You're letting nostalgia.
no, I'm not. Honestly, I
Compare
thought
them
the
as
Dark Knight
movies.
is in places is quite boring.
It's
not,
a
I'll
long,
give you
it's a
that.
long ass movie.
It's
Yeah.
not
It's a long ass
complicated.
movie.
It's like
Yeah.
the Goodfellas with capes. It's
I prefer Batman Begins. I prefer
See,
that
I
to
never
Dark
liked
Knight.
Batman Begins.
yeah.
I
My
thought it was
complaints
okay,
with that is
but-
the way it was shot. The action scenes give me a fucking headache. I can't tell. It's zoomed in close and it's moving. It's a style that I can't get behind. I much prefer. I'm old school like Jackie Chan. His old Hong Kong movies, his principle was like, just fucking leave the camera where it is and let the stunt performers do the fucking work. Like, but modern filmmaking. But that one particularly, Batman Begins, that's quite an old film now. Actually, it's over 10 years old, isn't it? Yeah. The action scenes in it are just very shot really close and tight, and you can't, or I can't anyway, or maybe I need a better quality TV. Maybe it was better in the cinema, but I find it really hard to tell what's going on. But do like that movie very much.
I understand why you're coming on to a point, because I'm trying to think back to it. And I remember that all the fight scenes were shot very close to Batman. Kind of almost.
I think what you're also alluding to is a bit where he's actually in Nepal and he's actually in that house, the wooden house, isn't he?
Oh, the League of Shadows, League of Shadows.
It's throughout the whole film, though.
Yeah, there was. I know that scene particularly because they hallucinate him, and it shows you him hallucinating, and it all just sort of like.
That kind of makes him up for the scarecrow plot thing later on, doesn't it? Like, well, I can fight when I know what's there, even if my mind's not, kind of thing.
I do like the film.
I know where you're going, because a lot of it is like his almost like Bruce Wayne's reaction that he's doing so well in a way.
It's just
as
style
that
of
Batman movie.
It's a style of filming action films that was popular at the time. Action scenes. That I think was popular around the time. The first Transformers movie has exactly the same problem.
Yeah, it does. I can't make a jack shit in that film.
And they learn, as the series of films has gone on, they fucking pull that camera out and so that you can see. I think it was a way of making fight scenes less filmy, a bit more realistic, because I suppose people had got used to very choreographed.
So you wanted the almost the first person shooter view,
a bit more gritty, a bit more kinetic,
so you're viewing it from the guy Batman's beating up, for example.
But it was just still love the film though. But I do The Dark Knight though. Oh God, I fucking love that film. Yeah. I agree with you though. It's not one that I watch often because it is so long. I would leave it a very long time until I watch it again.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with any of the Dark Knight trilogy. I think they're all long films.
I think there's three. I think the Batman Begins, and The Dark Knight are the three best films. Yeah. And I think the rest lag some far away.
Dark Knight Rises was fucking, it dropped off a cliff with that one.
Oh man, didn't it just?
So back to Alien Invasion.
Yeah, sorry. Can I just point out that Tom Hardy had to actually redo all his lines for the DVD release of the. So I've read that because I went with you to the cinema to watch it, and it was like, what the fuck did he say?
Couldn't hear anything.
And he redid all of his lines for the DVD release.
Yeah, it is better on the DVD.
It is a lot better,
but it's still.
It's like our sound quality from season 7 onwards.
Perhaps
episode 7 onwards.
Why you'd shoot a man before throwing him from a plane. I was very confused by the accent choice. Why is Bane quite a posh, almost camp sound?
Well, he's better than the Bane in Batman and Robin.
Oh, yeah. We never talk about Batman and Robin again. Let's make a pact. Let's make a pact.
Getting into that suit.
No, because even Alfred was shit when setting her up for that moment.
But it's just that one scene.
I know, but let's make a pact. We'll never speak about that film again on air.
Fucking Batman.
We all agree?
Bat credit card.
I know. Batman would have to get ID to get a credit card, which means the whole point of Batman would be invalid because he's got to take an ID card with his name as Batman to it. And I'm pretty sure people would ask who Batman was while he was taking the ID card, because otherwise it would be a legitimate ID card. Wow. Yeah, so anyway, let's make a pact. We never speak of it again. Yeah. It was terrible.
I agree.
It's an abomination to cinema. It nearly killed George Clooney's career, which in my opinion isn't a bad thing. But we'll never speak of it again.
Fuck that. Move on.
Right,
let's wrap this episode.
So hang on, we've got a couple more. Starship Troopers.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. First one, amazing.
Yeah. The
second one,
the first one, directed one of my first or second favourite. My two favourite movies of all time are Terminator 2 and RoboCop, and in either order, it could be either way. So Verhoeven, who did the first RoboCop, it's quite interesting that he was, quite artsy filmmaker in his native Dutch, I think. Yes.
I think you're right, yeah. South African, possibly.
No, he's Dutch.
He's Dutch. I wouldn't understand why he gets South African film deals.
And he was a very artsy filmmaker, and then the only things he'd been offered that he could get, well, basically got offered RoboCop. That was such a success that then people offer him sci-fi to do. Along comes Starship Troopers, and again full of satire, just like the original RoboCop.
so much of society gone wrong.
Yeah.
It's a fascist society, isn't it? The brightest and best of the youth get to go and fight giant alien
and
insects.
they're very happy about getting blown up and dying and for the cause. Great movie. Haven't seen it for years, but great. Have you seen any of the? Because there seems to me, because I'm a B movie fanatic, I love shit. Straight to DVD budget films, but I've never brought myself to watch what seems to me to be an endless number of sequels direct to DVD.
Gaz,
have you?
Starship Troopers 2 is not worth the film it's made
Oh
on.
mate,
Oh,
I tell you what,
It is
I
terrible.
went to Blockbusters.
Yeah.
I think it was, I still had VHS at the time. VHS, Starship Troopers 2. I thought, right, that's it. Me and my girlfriend got it. We were well excited. Put it on, and my God, it was the worst pile of shit.
It's a bag of
I
bollocks.
think on IMDb it's got a 2.7.
Doesn't
I've
even
watched films with worse ratings, I'll admit, but that's not good.
No,
it does not even relate in any way to the first one.
Oh.
it does a little bit. It just says that the insects invade the mind and they go crazy inside this.
Yeah, it's not the
so
main
bad.
point. I mean, the main point of the first one was like there was a
It's
shitload
so
of dudes firing guns at alien insects.
Yeah.
The third one,
I think the movie after we watched was called Snake. There was a guy got turned into a snake. That was better than Starship Troopers 2. Snake.
you're still with that girlfriend, are you?
No.
Maybe a film church lessons.
Maybe.
I'm only joking.
No,
mate.
we love cheap, crappy horror films.
I love cheap action films. It's my personal soft spot, I suppose. But yeah, so is there any more?
Predator, we can class that as an alien invasion.
Yeah, I've got that on my list. Aliens, obviously.
Aliens as well, obviously. But me and Predator have a special relationship where I have to watch it once a month.
I adore that movie.
Brilliant.
Really, I haven't seen
What
it
a
that many
film.
times.
Yeah.
I fucking adore
Even
it.
Predator 2 I love.
And me.
I love Predator.
Even Predators is not that
No!
I haven't seen any of the I haven't seen any Alien versus Predator, any of those. I've just seen the first two, but that first one is a piece of 80s beauty,
So good.
and
Yeah.
it's a slice of just time and
it's got fucking
So
Apollo Creed.
and testosterone and aliens.
Dutch, you son of a bitch.
Zoom in on the biceps.
Oh yeah, it's just got everything.
You know,
Jesse Ventura.
Yes.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Bleed, you're bleeding. Ain't got time to bleed. And it just opens up with a minigun and you go, oh, fuck yeah. Stick around. The knife into the chest and then stick around.
You an ugly motherfucker. aren't you?
Oh, this just,
And
yeah.
man, come on, kill me! And
Do it now! Do
him-
it now!
Get to the chopper.
Arnold head to toe in mud, hiding. Do you know what I mean? Going all a bit Rambo on us. What the fuck is not to love about
Yeah.
that
Fucking
movie?
awesome film.
It's
They don't make them like them
fucking
now, do
great.
they?
No, that's the point. They've tried to. Why?
Too much CGI
All them
and-
Predator shit, all them fucking terrible Predator films.
Because that was just a simple
Why not just go,
action
just
hybrid.
fucking go back to that exactly?
Well, Shane
budget-ish.
Black is going to do the new one apparently.
He was
Hawkins.
Hawkins, wasn't
To
he?
be
Yeah.
honest though, it's a product of its that 80s testosterone. It's, you know, it couldn't get, that's probably the element that they can't recreate.
No, they should. Because
It doesn't exist.
there's enough dudes like us
Fuck
out there
me,
who
man.
watch 80s movies.
Look, I want to see
Our
the
age.
Predator versus Vikings or something like that.
Ooh,
Do you know what I mean?
that would be
Yeah.
quite
The
interesting.
Vikings go
Do something
too
totally
far south
different.
and then,
Yeah.
you know, and because it's
Or a
supposed to be hot,
Predator
doesn't
turns
it?
up because Predators hunt where the fucking
Yeah.
prey is best.
No, but
Or-
in hot times, isn't they can't go to the cold, the Vikings. But
I
Why not?
because the Predator, he goes to where places are hot.
I read an amazing
Yeah,
comic
yeah.
book, Batman vs.
Well, they
Predator.
could be somewhere. I want to see something like
I've
that.
read that comic
The
book.
original, because they've done a few sequels. The original Batman vs Predator. It's quite interesting. The Predator seeks out Gotham's biggest fighter, best fighter. Doesn't it kill a few boxers or something
Yeah,
like that? Then
yeah.
he gets to Batman, challenges him. Batman gets his ass kicked. Spoilers. Then constructs a bit of an alien fighting suit, doesn't he? A bit like he does to
yeah.
fight Batman. There's a theme
Superman, fight
developing.
Superman.
Superman, sorry. Yeah, and then he has fucking Ruck with a Predator. It's quite not a bad
Was
comic
he?
book. Make that film.
Yeah.
Make an endless.
I have to admit, some of my favourite films from the 80s.
Yeah.
Predator,
I
Terminator.
think all of mine
Aliens.
virtually are, pretty much.
Or early 90s.
Aliens is another one we've got. Aliens, that's any alien war film.
Well, in the 80s and 90s.
Best of the alien fucking any of them, to be fair. in my
Action
opinion.
films.
Uncle Buck didn't have aliens, Mike.
No.
No, but it was just an
Action
80s
films
film.
relied on practical effects, real stunts. You know, they had big budgets. you know, things were just better.
I tell you, you watch Aliens now, it still fucking looks amazing.
And so
it was a well-made
too.
film.
Yeah. Alien. I mean, it wasn't Stan Winston the special effects for that.
Mm.
I mean, so them aliens they weren't quite stop motion, but there was elements of
They were
that used
fantastic.
in.
I don't think anyone's got any better.
No, they haven't. That's the thing. It's like all the Alien movies, they've never got better than Aliens, which was 1983, 86. I was fucking 3 when that movie was released, and the fucking technology for the aliens. I mean, I watched that Covenant bollocks. It was shit.
It was,
Right?
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
Right.
I haven't seen it.
Spoiler alert! It's shit.
You're getting the hang of it.
Yeah, I don't get the hang of
I
it.
like the spine burst a bit, that was just me being gory.
Yeah, but it was like, and it's
Basically, we're going to spoil any film we ever
Yeah.
bring up or talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
So,
my last one, one of
Okay.
my favourite, and it's technically an alien invasion film, but it's an
Okay.
alien invasion film with superheroes. It's the
Okay.
Avengers.
hey, there you go, I didn't think of that.
I really like the Avengers
I
movie.
fucking love
I
it.
love the first Avengers movie.
I
It's
even like the
great.
second
Even I like that one, it was good.
And it's an alien invasion. Captain America's like,
Yeah,
goes to them cops and what the fuck should, why should we do what you do? Just do what I fucking say.
Yeah.
Once we beat the shit out of these aliens, they do what I say.
I saw a meme that I quite enjoyed. You know when the last spoilers, the fight at the end where Bruce Banner turns up and
Oh
they're
yeah.
like, what's the secret? And he turns around and he's like, that's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
Yeah.
Right, and then he just chooses to turn. Well, I saw it. It was a meme. It was like Cap saying, "How do you act not high in front of people when you're high?" And then, like, it was Bruce looking back with serious red eye. He's like, "That's my secret, Cap. I'm always high." And that's how I get away with it with family members and employees. They've never seen me not high. If they saw me not high, they'd be like, "Well, he was acting weird today. He didn't mention robots once."
That's always one thing for Dawn. He's like Dawley High Street, where I live in Dawley. You look it up on Google. I'm sure you'll find out how wonderful it is. It's like there's so many drunks in the high street. It's like, if Captain America was from Dawley, like, that's my secret, Captain. I'm always drunk. Because they do turn.
Yeah, I agree. Class.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that, but yeah, it's a fucking alien invasion.
Yeah.
And it's fucking wonderful.
It
The
is.
first time I saw that, I was emotional.
I actually went to see that twice.
Yeah, I was like, this is incredible. I read these books growing up. You know, we've seen it in video games over the years, but actually seeing them team up and fight like they do in the comics and stuff, and it's just like, this is wonderful.
And that's I do give credit to what's his name? Chris, the guy who plays Captain America.
Chris Evans.
That's
Not the ginger one.
Not the ginger one. And because he moves exactly like Captain America does in the comics, in the animations, in the computer games. The way he keeps a shield. It's just
It's awesome.
Yeah, he's always sold it for me. And there may have to be another war. It'll probably be Bucky. Take it over
I think so.
after Infinity War.
Somebody's going to take on the mantle.
Because if you've read the comics, it doesn't go well for the Cap.
No, spoilers.
I suspect that the same will happen, not because of any artistic necessity, mainly because Chris Evans is at the end of his contract.
Yeah, I was going to say contractual.
So
should we?
Let's wrap up. We've done some alien
I've got a
invasion.
couple more.
Oh, go on.
Well, you never asked me.
Oh,
so-
sorry, mate. Go on.
Okay, well, I obviously had Aliens, Predator. Is Star Wars an alien invasion? Empire Strikes Back?
It's got aliens in it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I'll
one
put
of
that
those
down
two
anyway.
Galactic Civil War. I put that.
Yeah, kind of. Critters 2. No, I'm joking. I'll put the Gremlins though. Is that an alien invasion?
Are the
I
aliens?
guess.
The aliens?
I
I
love
think they
Gremlins.
are.
Do they ever
Gremlins 2, they're
address
great
that?
films.
I like how the first is a horror and the second is like a comedy satire.
Yeah, I always prefer the second one.
Yeah, they're
I
quite
like the
nice.
first.
Equally,
I like the
both.
first.
Do you know there's two versions of the second one? One with Hulk Hogan in,
No.
and one that doesn't. Have you ever seen the Hulk Hogan scene?
I'm sure I have.
Because it was only
Didn't he come in and do it on the news or something?
It was only in the cinematic version, which is what I saw, and it blew my head because I didn't know he was going to be in it, and I was that in my throes of Hulk Hogan worship. At that
Were you
time.
wearing a Hulk Hogan
It's
t-shirt?
Possibly, but it's where they're in the cinema and they're interfering with what's playing in the cinema, and he literally just stands up. He's in full
Yes.
Hulk Hogan costume
Yeah.
with popcorn and just starts. I think he's even got the belt on, possibly the championship belt, and just starts having a go at a couple of gremlins for messing with the movie. And I'm not sure that's in the. It's either in the home video version and not the. or in the cinematic. There's two versions of the movie basically, and it's somebody else in the other version. But it's out there. I'm
I
not
do
mental.
seem to, of course, seeing that.
I'm
I
not
must
mental.
admit.
It exists.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You're right.
Gremlins. And did they ever address? Did I address where they come from today?
Well,
A Chinese shop. They're Chinese.
Yeah.
They're
They could be
aliens,
aliens.
then.
We could be aliens, you know?
Daily Mail readers.
Fucking
I'm
Daily
an
Mail.
alien.
Fuck you, Daily
I'm
Mail.
a legal alien. I'm a Maguire. It is set in New York, isn't it?
It is,
Part two?
it is, yeah.
Oh man, it's almost like I knew it.
And my final one, I've got Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Ooh, vintage. They remade
Yeah.
that as the Faculty, didn't they?
That was shit. I remember the
Yeah.
70s one with
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, I agree with
I'll
that.
tell you what, I watched that as a kid and it scared the living shit out of me.
I've
Like,
never seen
fuck
it.
me. Yeah, and the bit was when they saw someone that wasn't an alien, and they all just pointed and screamed at that person.
Oh, fuck, I remember that. It was a really weird scream.
Yeah,
as well. I'm not even going to try and recreate it. You have to go and watch it on
Very
YouTube.
creepy
But
film.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. And
Sounds good to
we'll give
me.
an honourable mention to the 1950s film, 1950 film, Invasion of the Flying Saucers. Pretty much the first one.
Yeah. And the Blob.
Yeah. Beware of the blob.
It's a good film.
Same with the theme music.
I actually like the remake. I think it was in the
I've
80s or
seen
90s.
neither. Is it neither or neither?
No.
And I've seen the original because it's got a terrible soundtrack. It is literally like, beware of the blob.
Yeah.
The
The remake was good. The remake was good.
And it's like, what the fuck's this?
Turn the frickin' frogs gay! Frogs gay! Frogs gay! Turn the frickin' frogs gay!
And on that note,
I've seen that video too
and
many
Gaz has
times.
been to Alex Jones too much, so let's
I've
call it a
given
day.
up on my. I'll
Um,
let you all know I have stopped the Alex Jones listening.
Good.
because I do not think it's good for my health. I thought it would be good for the show, not good for my
No.
mental well-being.
No.
So I've at least cut down. So yeah,
So,
that's that.
So, Gaz, you want to say goodnight?
Free Biff Tannen. See you next time.
peace out.
And I'm going to say goodnight. Stay classy.
Hey.
Thank you for listening.